Hello, everybody, and welcome back to D-Fourtress, the Paragon campaign. It's these always feel kind of weird. It's like paradoxically, it feels like it's always been a while, but it also feels like we just finished the last episode, and I'm always just like so excited to get back into it, just without fail every time. But couple things to couple things to get into before we get into tonight's episode. First things first, the first episode of Aurora Expounded is now up on YouTube, talking about the different pantheons of gods. A very basic overview of how they work. Over on the YouTube channel on D-Fourtress. Also, there is a lot more content scheduled to be uploaded to D-Fourtress Gaming. Certain things. A lot of the what are called Paragon's Gate, as the Paragon are playing through Baldur's Gate 3. And so keep your eye out for that kind of stuff. And then in terms of our Patreon, support us on Patreon, shameless plug. Gonna be doing a few things there, as I have that Aurora Expounded video. I messed up a lot, and so for our patrons on there, you'll be able to see my failures and bloopers on there, as well as I'm going to occasionally start posting polls so patrons can vote on what the next subject of Aurora Expounded would be. See what people like. See what people like more. So yeah, if you want access to that as well, other Patreon benefits include certain Discord chat privileges, which the Discord is now up and running. It exists now. And on that Discord, you might be able to catch us on there. Might be able to hop on, play some games with either me or the cast members, should they hop on there, things like that. And then for other announcements, I am going to pass it on over to Andrew. And You'll notice Andrew and Erica are in the void together. Andrew.
What the?
Oh, fine.
When did you get here?
Oh.
So yeah, no.
Just an arm.
Black shirt.
Just
so yeah,
talk all
so
day like this.
we're just gonna do hand puppets the whole time. Although I don't disappear, so this is awkward, just
Yeah, it's really awkward when you
duh. At least she disappears into the void. So yeah, I've got a lot of exciting things. I know I've been mentioning it a handful of the past couple episodes. Just mentioning that, hey, new things are coming to the store. Well, new things have come to our store. Gavin, can you roll the thing for us? So been doing a lot of testing, trying to get it to work properly. These are just some awesome black slate coasters of the Paragon. You can either go on and get them individually. They look really nice, and they are just great decorations for the home. I absolutely love them. I have a ton just laying around our house now. But you can either get them individually, or if you buy them in a set, as you can see in that picture there, there is a bonus princess coaster as well. So basically, you can get all of the Paragon and princess as a thank you gift for buying the set, kind of a thing. So just make sure to check it out at dfourtress.com, DFOURTRESS.com, and we're ready to take orders for those. So I would love to start making a bunch more and shipping them out to you guys. And then also,
we should do a thing where we sign those before we send them out.
If we do, it'll be a special thing.
Silver. Yeah, the extra
special. Yeah, we can get the silver Sharpie and just do that. Maybe we could do it where it's hey, on the 100th set that we sell, it will be signed. On the 1,000th one, it will be signed. On the 32nd one, it will be signed. I don't know. I don't know. We could
every prime number
D100 and see which ones.
There you go. Yeah. So anyways, just something fun to go check out. And we have some other plans for other things that we'll be adding to the website as well. So definitely stay tuned for that. And then as another bonus of being a Patreon subscriber, there will be some exclusive content that only Patreon subscribers will have access to as well, including exclusive shop items, and also exclusive gifts after so long of being subscribed. Still in the works as far as figuring out the details, but just something to keep in mind. And then
Doesn't
we
make
are
you
still
any less eligible for the gifts.
yeah, no, it doesn't. If anything, it puts you ahead of everybody else. And then just to shout out our sponsors again, We Geek Together, awesome, full-on nerdy geeky store down in Provo. Kind of like Jeremy was saying the other day, ran into them at the Renaissance Fair. Erica ran into them at FanX the other day. So like any kind of local event that's going on that has anything somewhat nerdy or geeky, you'll find them there. They're really cool. They're constantly doing events, and their store is a lot of fun to go check out as well.
Was really cool.
I know their stuff really is actually good quality and really cool.
I wanted all of it.
I know. Can we just buy the store?
Yeah.
But yeah, so definitely if you're in the Utah area, go check them out. And then if you go to their website, the wegeektogether.org, you can go to their event page. And you can see what other events that are going on and everything. So yeah, definitely wanted to shout them out. And that's everything that I have.
And then one last thing before we get started. Next episode, Jeremy will not be with us because he will be on an actual performance. What was it going to be called again?
It is called Seminar. It is the producers are the Voodoo Theater Company. We're playing at the Alliance Theater at Trolley Square in Salt Lake City.
Yep. And yeah. And once this video goes live on YouTube, we will be posting a link where you can get your tickets. This is not a paid promotion, by the way. It is not a paid promotion. Andrew and I have gone to some of Jeremy's performances, and they always completely knock it out of the park. So
I mean, like full on crying, laughing. So good. They're so good.
So anyway, but that is it for all the announcements. So without further ado, let's go ahead and roll the intro. And we are back, and in my dumbness, I totally forgot to even start the my brain has been fried the last couple weeks. Let me actually start some background music. Alrighty. So, last episode, the Paragon had made a new friend and had invited Amelia into the fold on a spur of the moment educational trip against her father's and her papa's wishes. And they had planned to leave before her parents had any time to react and possibly intervene with her decision. So they went around collecting on all their various rewards, as well as stocking up, getting Amelia ready for the wider world, as it were. And looking at possible jobs and different avenues, way of leaving the city, something to ease their new friend into the wandering mercenary lifestyle, adventurer lifestyle. Before leaving the city, now Inquisitor Cromwell gave one final parting gift as thanks, and was promised that the Veil Keepers would reach out to the Paragon should anything new develop with the warnings and signs of a coming third surge. But to put that away for now, the Paragon managed to find a job to hunt down a gang of bandits known as the Stockton Gang, located somewhere within the Saltlands. So, they decided to take the train, which goes down along the eastern side of Alabas and loops around. And upon seeing this massive construct on rails, the loud whistle, their luggage was taken care of, and they were brought on board. So, Paragon, as you step on board the train, around you, it isn't too crowded, just given the newness of it, and kind of the novelty of it. Prices are a bit higher, however, you do see there are promises of lowering prices as soon as they work out tweaks and get things running much more efficiently. So for now, it's not super crowded. It is pretty spacious. Each car is about 25 feet across, so it's pretty nice. And you are led onto a normal car with just a bunch of seats. However, along with the passes paid for by Amelia, once you check in and show them your pass, the conductor that checks your pass also hands you a small tag telling you your room number, as the train itself does have internal lodging. So to the next town, which is where you decided you will be getting off, it's going to be about a day and a half trip, as opposed to on foot it would be about a 3-day trip to get to the town. And so as the rails start to turn, all the doors close and you start hearing the... And unlike the trolleys within the city, this feels very smooth, almost unnaturally smooth. Very rarely do you feel a little bump. And all around you do see posters lining the walls, kind of spacing in between each of the windows, as the city is now starting to quickly be left behind. A bunch of posters for different things, advertising different things in each city that the train passes. You have for example, looking around, you see a poster for one Francis Abernathy performing in 2 weeks in performing in 2 weeks in Ashwindell at a theater in Ashwindell, a renowned violinist.
What? Who's
Vivi, I
this?
didn't know you were playing here.
Who's this then?
I didn't know you changed your name.
I look. You said it's a poster, right? I look at the poster like a little like hurt. Like, who's this?
And
I'm not sure whether to be like threatened or like inspired. Not quite sure.
you do see
Definitely
you do
threatened.
see a very nice illustration. A very nice illustration. It's silhouetted. It's silhouetted, very sharp lines, as you see a silhouette of what looks to be a tiefling playing the violin. You see the outline of the horns and the tail. However,
What was the name you said?
Francis Abernathy.
Arch nemesis.
Are they popular enough that I would know who they are?
Actually, yes. This bard is known all throughout. He is mainly from the Phaelandi Empire. And he was a bard that got famous for kind of in the rebellion that took place in the Phaelandi Empire. While he was not fighting per se, he was a bit of the morale. He through his music, he protested the old emperor and supported the old emperor's son in overthrowing him, and now turning the Phaelandi Empire into a now very open and prosperous nation, as opposed to the tyrannical, genocidal, xenophobic dictatorship that it was before under its previous rule.
What's so great about him? What's the big deal? I don't see what's the big deal.
Well, his music is fantastic if you have a chance to listen, but he also helped basically lead a rebellion through morale and through his music. It's quite a lovely little story to add.
And he has a poster.
Vivi's cooler.
Vivi like sits there and listens to Amelia's like story, like as she recounts what she knows about him, and it's just like the more time that goes by, like the more like bigger his ears and his eyes get, and it's like the jealousy kind of like fades away to a little bit of admiration. It's just like,
she's gonna tell you every single detail she knows about him.
Yeah, and so you'll be so Amelia, with your upbringing, your very cultured upbringing, this
I probably
guy
saw him, maybe.
It is very likely that you probably saw him childhood. By now he's probably in his he's an older gentleman now, probably in his mid-60s.
Oh. Yeah, I was very little when I saw him. It was very boring at the time, but he was grand.
At the young age of 60.
Half a year ago, half my lifetime ago, I saw him.
Man, fantasy ages are so weird.
Yeah.
I could have been around during that rebellion, technically.
The ripe young age of 425.
But you're also seeing adverts around for the White Tower Academy, certain things, certain professions that you can go into. You do find some, certain restaurants and inns and just all this kind of stuff. And just given the the nature of this train being the first train, most of the things that you're seeing are for high-end things. You're not gonna find an advert for Meatball Mansion here, because the ad space on this train is at a premium at the moment. And so around you see a lot of not a lot, relatively, probably about, anywhere from 5 to 15 people in a cart. And a lot of them seem to be, they give off vibes of being traveling merchants, things like that. Some of them are upperclassmen, nobility, things like that are going on a trip. There is also a small concentration here and there. One thing that is not advertised on the train, but very easy to pick up on those riding it, the train is also a very fast way to transport troops. As you see, there are some Alabaster Guard that are riding the train to head to any new postings that they have.
Dante, I didn't know your friends were gonna be on here.
Neither did I. Look at that.
Oh, you were a soldier once.
Back in the day, yes.
Aw.
Is there
Thank you for
anyone
your
in here?
service.
Is there anyone in
My
here
pleasure.
you recognize?
No, Cosmo, it's been quite some years. But
All the new soldiers
And
now. are
with
young
that,
pups.
with
The
that,
new
I would
recruit.
like tap one on the shoulder. Hey, do you know Dante?
And he looks at it, and you can tell this is a kid basically fresh out of police academy kind of a thing. And he's just like, no, and it just his fresh face, just got his badge kind of a thing, and so he's trying to look like tough and like, yeah, I'm a man of the law kind of a thing, but as soon as you ask him that, it turns into what do I do kind of a demeanor. But Dante, and with your, you don't recognize anybody. The people that you worked with both while during your police and military days are either no longer in that line of work or too high up to be being sent on a train. Or dead. Yeah, that is also, given the nature of the job.
Too soon.
Yes.
Too soon.
Their first car?
Spoiler alert.
It's been like days, Artaban. Okay, move on.
Oh.
But you do see a good amount of brand new Alabaster Navy recruits that are undoubtedly riding the train all the way down to the city of Seaside. And so as the train begins picking up speed, the rocky terrain that you have been accustomed to quickly begins to technically not fade, but it seems the rocks get smaller and smaller. And then after a little while, it's almost a bit too bright to look out the window, as you are now entering the Saltlands. The Saltlands are massive dunes of pure, unrefined white salt. As the sunlight hits it harshly and it shines, it's like when you step outside in midday right after it snows on steroids, kind of a thing. So even on the train, some of the people are throwing on their goggles just because how bright it's getting. Some people
Does the
are
train
feel
have
like-
Yes,
curtains that you can pull?
Yes,
Little
they do.
shades.
Yeah.
feel like
Cosmo's just
I've
trying her
seen this
best to look
episode
out.
Of
Yeah, Cos-
Doctor Who.
Yep, this is the. Oh my
I feel
gosh.
like Wayne is going to be the one
the
starting
di-
to repeat.
The Diamond Planet. Is that what
Yeah.
you're referring to?
Yeah, that's
Oh,
the one I've heard to.
That is one of my favorite episodes.
I'm also curious, like, is this train? I'm thinking like Time Splitters or Harry Potter, where it's like you got like little rooms for like because it's a multi-day
With,
travel,
like, a
or is it
hallway
like
and then a
city
room?
train
Yes. So
with a bunch
so
of
there
benches
is,
all along?
So there's a bunch of benches all along with the pass that Amelia had paid for. You guys have access to all the carts. There are at both the front and back of the train. There are restaurant and bar at both the front and back.
Wow.
And then in terms of just general seating, you can take whatever seat you want. In the dining cars, there are traditional tables that they are bolted down, so they don't. In case something happens, they're, not being flung around everywhere. And then you guys do have a room which does have one bench in it. However, the majority of the room is actually taken up by there are, on both sides, there is a 3-tiered bed system. I don't want to say bunk beds. It's more like the beds are...
They're shelf beds.
Yeah, shelf beds. Kind of put into the wall, into the walls of the room. And so with the pass that Amelia paid for, you have access to those rooms as well.
And I grab Cosmo and I'm racing, so I'm trying to claim the bottom bed. I'm trying to push outside. No, that was mine.
No, it's mine.
Bottom bunk. My back.
I can't climb that high.
I don't even understand what's happening, but I
I
want
don't
it.
think anybody wants me sleeping above them. Way off.
I would think of all the shedding.
Yeah.
Vivian Princess just claimed the highest possible, easy to climb up to for little people.
And with that, just for in case you wish to use it, the room is, the door is closable and stuff, and pretty well insulated, and so you get the feeling that you do have complete privacy from the rest of the passengers on the train as you enter this room. But yeah, so as the train begins and the bright outside and kind of the contradiction of it's relatively comfortable in here. However, just beyond the window is probably one of the driest places. Enjoy what little moisture you get inside these cars while you can.
I'm one of those annoying passengers where everyone has the shades down. Mine is up because I'm taking notes. But I'm done. I definitely have a little bit of a sunburn on my face from looking at the bright light.
There's some poor dude trying to sleep. He's like...
And Cosmo's just trying to look outside, just like...
Yeah, I'm definitely eating corn nuts, staring. My eyes are watering, but I'm just enjoying the reflection.
I'm just gonna study in the room.
Alrighty.
Yeah, I'm trying to see
having-
if there's any prismatic reflections of the light hitting the salt kind of stuff.
Cosmo would probably take this time to get in some writing practice.
So as you're
Right.
So as you're doing that, you don't quite see any prismatic light as the salt is very unrefined and rough. So it's the very opaque salt crystals that you're looking at.
Rough and coast.
However,
Gets
make a
everywhere.
perception check, Wayne, at disadvantage because of how bright it is.
And how long I've been staring at it.
I'll just do this to your eyes.
You
and
have
give
the
you help
sun glare
action.
now.
Oh, well, the first one's a crit,
Woo!
and the second one is a
Oh.
nat 1.
Well, we got him out of
Polar
the way.
opposites. There we go.
That's just an average of 10 right there.
Something. Did
There you
anyone
go.
see that?
For a
You saw for a
moment.
second, yeah. It was like perfect.
So
It was on the
Cosmo,
window.
eye-watering.
Sorry.
So you start to see something.
You smudge the window, it's gone.
And then I sneeze and hit my head on the window.
Yeah, as you start to see something, and then the occasional, only once every couple minutes, the little bump that the train goes through, and you just, boom, wham, and smack your forehead and lose what you were about to see.
Dang it.
Artavan would definitely laugh at that one. Yeah. I think we're looking at the same window.
Yeah.
All right, so
Uh,
as you're going right now, there are, in terms of passenger cars, there are 10 cars in total. So 2 of them are dining cars, one at the front, one in the back, and then there are 6 seating cars. And then the center 2 are the ones with the rooms. And So with that information, on this first day of travel, what do you wish to do on this train? What are each of you doing? Yes, Vivi.
Vivi will. He's been kind of inspired by this poster that he saw. There was a mixture of emotions, but ultimately with Amelia's education on it, Vivi wants to practice. He wants to be good at what he does. So, I'm gonna go to one of the dining carts and hopefully entertain our guests. Maybe make some coin, but mostly just get some practice. Does anybody want to come play with me? Little jam session.
We'll come with.
I can join you. Yeah.
I can
you
watch
go
it,
to
don't know
the-
how to
If
play.
you go to the bar, I'll go watch.
Yeah, we can all
I'll
go to the cart.
You want me to bring my drum?
Bring your drum. Yeah. What a great idea.
Oh, Vivi! Oh, Vivi! Look! And she
What?
shows him her book, and she's like, I can spell your name now. And it's
Viv.
just like very wobbly handwriting. There's a
Well,
V, an exclamation point, a V, and an I.
I think you might have spelled it with an upset. Well, never mind. That looks adorable. Let's keep it like that. That's great. I like it.
And now it is canon.
Yep. That was probably honestly the cutest way to make that canon, and now Vivi will forever spell his name that way.
That's how it is now.
Have it change on his birth certificate.
Cosmo, if you put like, and then he like gets a little pen. If you put like a little smiley face right here, right at the end, then it looks like there's a little monkey right next to me. And look, you can like make little circular cheeks, and the monkey is like makes little circle cheeks,
Just as the circle of the eye, just little
Yeah.
monkey head.
little cheeks and little chubby
Cute.
smile.
Yes.
All right.
That's so
Perfect.
cute.
Perfect.
So, are you guys heading to the dining car in the front or the back?
Front.
Wherever the
Whichever's
bar is.
closer.
With your guys, the thing that you guys are in, you're closer to the front, so yeah, the front one closer.
Let's do.
So, as you're,
Does anybody else play an instrument? I heard Ardavan plays drums, but is anybody else a musician? I didn't know about.
I can
I've
hit
heard
things.
lots, but I can't play any of them very well. Oh, I've played a lot of instruments. I just haven't. I'm not very good at any of them.
That's
Vivi,
all right.
sometimes I sing in the shower, but I don't think you guys want this.
I used to sing with my mom. That was fun.
You sound great in the shower. Maybe you
Uh,
can help. Yeah.
We all
Deception
just
check?
gather
Is that-
around outside and listen.
Oh,
the
a pastime.
two soldier-esque ones, not even bothering about showering together.
Yeah,
Oh, didn't have that kind of luxury.
So
Yeah, Wayne doesn't really care either.
So as you head to the front dining car, as it opens, it is a pretty. It is a relatively empty. As it's kind of midday. Most people are in just the normal passenger cars. Yeah, they're just in the normal passenger cars as you're heading toward as you're making your way through. So as you go in, there's you see there is there are two people working in there. You see a bartender pouring drinks for a couple folks, and then there is one person. There is a small stove kind of built in, and there is a little bit more airflow in here as he does have a smoke vent to prevent the people from, or to prevent the it becoming a hot box of meat fumes.
Mm.
So a nice small, a little bit smaller than the passenger cars, and it's a little bit quiet. As you're looking around, you do see in one corner there does seem to be a couple drinking some wine and chatting to each other. You do another patron that catches your eye is you see a dark-skinned dwarf woman with a just a mass of curly brown hair that goes down to her waist, and you do notice that she does she's looking over a bunch of papers, has a case next to her which houses an instrument of some kind, and there is also, you see a gentleman wearing a maroon vest over a white button-up with a wide brim hat, a pale human, very aged, aged features, blonde hair with a mutton chops going into a mustache, shaved chin, with a lot of flecks of gray in it, and you do notice at his hip he has an axe, and he seems he is leaning back in his chair, feet up on the table, with a large thing of what seems to be whiskey. And other than that, most of the people don't quite are just some of the other people you have already seen. You see a couple of the Navy recruits drinking. They're doing arm wrestling, things like that. They're definitely the rowdiest within here.
And are there any like train conductor or employee people, like train workers that are here, or is it just like wait staff since it's a dining car?
There is just 2 wait staff as well that are bringing the drinks to and from people, taking orders, things like that. In terms of like the conductors and the security, not at the moment, but from where you're at, you have noticed that the security are armed with clubs, and don't seem to be alabaster guard, but seem to be private security. And then the conductors, they patrol the cars, so there's none in there right now, but they do pop in and out occasionally.
And you said that, I mean, it's a dining cart, so I guess what I would like to know, if I need to roll for it, Aravan, where do you think we should would stand or play? What's proper for this sort of thing? I've never been on something so fancy before.
I don't know. There's maybe that Duragar, the dwarf lady. Maybe she
stand
can...
on the dwarf.
Maybe if she wants us to. I've never actually performed like in front of strangers, really.
I do that part all the time. I've never just done it on a
moving.
You should just do
snake.
Is
should we ask permission, or should we just go for it?
Just do it.
Don't ask.
Can you just stand on the table?
Let's find an empty table, and position ourselves there until we're told to leave the table. Because if we're on a train, I don't see there being a lot of other options.
Mm-hmm.
We're either in the way of the staff or we're in the way of diners. So let's just pick a table.
Mm-hmm.
All
Perfect.
right.
I could eat something.
So you're gonna climb up on top of the table.
Oh, and I have a little. So Audubon, you said you had a drum. Is that right?
You're right. Yes.
So Vivi has like a tambourine, like a secondary sort of little music maker.
I'm good at hitting things.
Does anyone else want to try the tambourine?
I would say, but Cosmo really wants to.
Clearly Cosmo really wants to. And so Princess delivers that over to Cosmo.
What do I do with it?
You just hit it when you think it sounds like the right time.
All the time.
Yeah.
If this is going to turn into like a
Yeah.
cowbell situation, maybe not. Maybe not.
Okay.
Just
I'm
try and
gonna-
follow the beat.
I'm gonna situate myself on like a different table, so it looks like I'm just here, and I'm gonna try and
Not with them.
yeah, I'm not with them, so that if it's bad, it'll be
met
good
these
for me.
people in my
But if
life.
it's good, I can try and hype it up.
There you go.
Yes. These strangers are cool.
Wow!
So what do
look
you
at them.
what are you thinking? Maybe Bard's Dance of Divinity and Sin? Which song?
Well, actually, I just learned something kind of new when we were at the library. I sort of found something new, and I'd like to try it out.
All right.
Gavin, if you recall, Vivi was able to I believe on a nat 20 roll, kind of craft a new section to some old music.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
From
Specifically,
Dinosaur Land.
From,
Oh, yeah.
Now we
from
have the Wii
Alishkar,
menu.
specifically the Abdalian Federation.
That's it.
A
That's
song called Raptor on the Mountain.
Right. So this may or may not be a piece of music that the two of you have already heard. Vivi's just kind of playing like a new movement to it that has never been written for violin.
Well, the
So-
nice thing that comes with percussion is that we just sort of follow your lead and hit
You
our
just sort of improvise. So I'll start it out, and then the two of you just sort of join in wherever you feel like it belongs.
All right.
Okay.
Does that sound
Wait
good?
for you.
All right.
All
So
right.
I'm going to need Cosmo, Ardavan, and Vivi to make performance checks, and then Amelia, you wanted to hype them up, so I'll let you give the help action to one of them.
Oh, okay, cool. I was also gonna use prestidigitation to like make little like a light show or something.
Yep, that is perfectly okay. That can be your help action. So,
Okay.
who are you giving advantage to?
Cosmo.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Looks like she needs it.
She's the star of the show.
Yeah. Okay, that's a good start.
Okay,
Oh,
23.
whoa.
Woo! It worked.
You
Wow.
have more charisma than I do.
If I hadn't have gotten it, it would have been a 7.
Yeah. 17 for me.
Alrighty. So 17. Sorry. What was yours, Cosmo?
23.
Woo.
Yeah, 23.
Vivi, what was yours?
Not one.
Oh no!
The drum's going crazy. We're writing our own song.
Yeah, so as you're going, as you're going, you start hitting the drums, and it's just, and then Vivi, you start going, and then like you're getting ready, you're feeling the beat, and then you just. Luckily, the bow doesn't give this time. As the
Cosmo's feeling it, like,
Yeah, you're probably like
and then
standing
you
up.
kind of
you're-
go, and it's just the stage fright gets you.
It does. That was
Vivi.
that
was
was a roll at disadvantage,
The
by the
roll
way,
at the
for Gavin. Yes,
disadvantage.
it was.
And
That
so,
one.
and so the stage fright kind of gets to you. And as it goes,
Ooh, wait.
Or, go ahead.
Would you allow me to use my frontal shift to let him do that again?
I will allow that.
I like see you start getting nervous, and I just like flick my wrist, and you just like, and you get to
Go
try
ahead
again.
and roll again.
Roll again at disadvantage.
No, just one
No,
more
just so
roll.
you
One
get to
more.
roll one more time.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh my gosh. Okay.
You can
Okay.
do this. I
Okay.
believe in you.
I'm gonna do that subtly. I
You
don't
can
want
do
them
this,
to know it's
Vivi.
me.
Sleight
a
of hand check from you,
13.
Emily.
Ooh, okay.
13.
Hey,
It's
that's
13.
a lot better.
All right. So, Vivi, as you're going, Amelia, what was that sleight of hand?
It was a 15.
Okay.
Just can I before you describe anything? So I just have to ask: do our players do our characters clock that time just reversed itself or no?
That's what I was having Amelia roll the sleight of hand for.
Okay.
So we can see how good I am
Vivi,
at that.
I just
Vivi, as you're going, you hear that, but then suddenly you blink and you haven't struck a chord yet. And because of your passive perception is
horrible nightmare.
How
does it happen?
And then you start doing it, and you're still nervous. It's by no means the best performance you've given, but you're hitting the notes, and they're
that's so much better than I thought it was gonna be.
It's
12 points better.
And
I look over at Audubon and Cosmo. At least I didn't shat me pants this time.
and,
You did good. You did good. Keep going. This is so much fun.
Kind of the melody that you're following. You're following Vivi that you managed to write. It's kind of got this, and it's got this kind of staccato, this kind of a staccato vibe to it. And as they're going, the
Wayne just
car
loving it.
The car starts to silent as they're going, and you notice as they're going, most of them start to quiet down, but then you start getting from the Navy just yeah, and you can tell some of them there's a couple that are pretty hammered already, and they're like, yeah, and other than that, they're going
as soon as any of the patrons start to show any emotion toward the music, Princess is right there with like a little hat, like
Money bag.
like a donations hat.
and as they're going with that put in the as it's going, the couple you see the man pull out pull out some coins, drop him in the little container. As it walks by, the man with the whiskey flips a coin into there, and because Artavan and Cosmo got so high, you see the dwarf woman nod her head, and you see her go and drop a coin in as well, but you don't see the denominations of what the coins are quite yet.
Nice.
Okay.
And Gavin, I'm actually gonna go up to the dwarven lady and ask her if she can join, them up on the stage. Like, hey, I noticed you got your instrument. If I buy you a drink, would you go join my friends?
Oh, the big man's buying the little lady a drink, eh?
Just this time. We'll see how you play.
Oh,
It's a
What do you
a
say?
challenge then.
I think you're up for it.
A mystery.
and she kind of goes in and goes, and kind of as you're playing, it's like she kind of nods her head to the song. I'll take a whiskey, thank you very much. And and you see her reach over and open up her case as she pulls out a 5-string guitar. And then she kind of looks at Vivi, as Vivi, you're the one playing the melody. She's like, "Is that wrapped around the mountain, eh?"
Sure is, yep.
And let me go ahead and
I don't know what a mountain A is. I like it.
Keep it going, Cosmo.
Yeah.
I just picture you like kind of like awkwardly dancing while you're doing it.
and And with that, you see her kind of nodding along, and then she starts to play. And with a natural 20 on a performance check
X, X.
Wow.
for a
No,
total
she's
Silvery
gonna
barbs.
take the spotlight.
for
No.
a total
What am I done? Whose team am I on?
for a total of 29.
Whoa.
Oh, gosh.
Yep, hacks for sure.
Might be professional.
For a total of 29.
You
I
downloaded
think
a
she's a
mod.
professional player.
She kind of goes, and just for like the last little verse, she kind of nods along, and then you hear her as she starts to play. Oh, eyes upon the mountain, away to meet their grave. Away in the darkness, the raptor slaves away. And with the teeth and claw, the mighty hunter strikes, and down in blood falls the mighty prey. And just
Do we all start singing along?
There's
Like
words
everyone
to
just
this
starts going?
song?
Like...
I thought it was a happy song.
and
Depends who you
uh,
are, I suppose.
Proven. Kaz was in her own element now.
and so as she goes, and then she goes, and then she just kind of leans back in her chair and just like, all right, handsome, get me a drink. She keeps strumming away.
Not good enough.
And I get like, yeah, her and her. I don't know. Was she with this other person, or are they just sitting together?
No. She there's a couple in the corner. She was by herself. And
by
as
herself,
you
okay.
approached, you notice that the papers that she was going through was sheet music.
Oh.
Oh.
Ooh.
Duly note, a mental note.
And
Yes.
Once she stops, once she's done with her part of the performance, as the song that we are all doing comes to a close, and there's a brief pause. The next song that Vivi slides into is just a little bit slower, a little bit more romantic music. Noticing the Dante sitting down with the single dwarf lady.
Yeah.
Starts something a little slower.
she starts strumming her guitar, and she goes, "Baby, lock them." I'm just kidding.
Give BB the little wink, you know, like, thanks, man.
But princess.
oh.
How dare you?
And kind of as the song ends, Princess brings the little collection thing back to you, Vivi, and you notice the couple dropped, the husband of the couple dropped in a gold. So did the man with the whiskey, and then the dwarf lady, she dropped in 1 platinum.
Wow.
Wow.
It's
Dante's
because-
got a sugar
10
mama.
gold.
We gotta get her number, guys.
No, you get
You
her
can
number.
do this.
Go get her,
Do this.
tiger.
At some point when I see Dante sitting down with the dwarf lady and like getting a drink, I'd be like, I go sit down next to Amelia. Is that a date?
I don't know. They must define it, but it kind of looks like one. It could just be a meeting.
Baby, baby,
What?
Dante's listening to your deal. I have it written down. Remember,
My
one
deal?
date.
What deal? Oh, right. Right. I almost completely forgotten about that.
Yeah, so yeah, after the song, all approached, nothing romantic at all, you know, just fangirling, you know, like this lady's got amazing talents, you know.
Don't take anything off the table here. You got
Whatever you want to tell
within.
yourself.
Yeah. We're taking things slow, okay?
You're in
Nice.
denial. That's fine.
They're still courting. They don't even know if they like each other.
And so as go up, that whiskey's gonna cost you 2 silver.
Nice.
It is very aged.
Incidentally, the performance check I rolled for starting the romantic music was a 14 at disadvantage.
14. All right.
So slightly better than where I started on the last one.
Yeah.
Thanks to
And then-
Amelia's stave.
And then, honestly, with the slower song, it's a bit weird for for the drum to go along with it at first.
Yeah.
Just like,
Boom. Boom.
Just
Um,
softer taps. Use your fingers. Use your fingers. Don't need to hit it. Just gently.
Artavon missing his full-size drum set at home.
Vivi shows
That's my hand
Cosmo.
drum.
Take the end of your hair and then just brush it against the drum. Just brush it. Listen to that sound. It makes it a completely different sound.
So
It's a lot shorter now, but like.
Does the guy with the whiskey, is he almost finished with his?
he's getting pretty low on his, yeah.
I'll go over to the bar and I'm gonna buy one and say give it to him and tell him it's for me.
All right. Okay.
And I'm gonna go back and sit. I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna sit, and if anyone tries to approach me like Wayne, I'm gonna be like, I need to be alone for a moment. Stay over there.
Take the
Sit on the
hint,
opposite
Wayne.
side of the table.
Wayne just doesn't get it.
I'll talk
There
to
we
you
go,
later
right,
about
like-
whatever you want.
No.
So it's
No,
gonna
go
be
there.
too
Yeah,
sober
Cosmo,
for
she
that.
needs space. And then they sit
Okay,
down next to
but
her.
I'm gonna watch it happen, and as they give it to him, I'm gonna wait for him to give me look over at me, and I'm just gonna look at him, and then I'm gonna look away, and then just kind of wait. And
Everybody
see if he'll come
finding
over.
love on the train.
Alright. Well, that's the name of
Finding
the
meat.
episode, Love on
Love
the Train.
Express.
The love on the train. There you go.
So, for that, Dante, what are you doing with this dwarf woman? So she's not Durgar. She is a hill dwarf. She's got kind of coffee colored
Hill dwarf.
skin, and then curly brown hair, and there is kind of a contrast because her face is kind of round, got like smooth round features, but with what she's wearing is like a leather vest and stuff, sleeveless, and she looks like she has seen some stuff. Her arms are covered in tattoos, scars, and she's, even for a dwarf, she's a bit on the burlier side, in terms of muscle. And as you kind of go, you notice it was kind of hidden behind the musical case. There is also an axe resting on the ground there.
Dante's dream girl, apparently, dude. My gosh, she's got it all going on. Okay, yeah. So
Cosmo's
then
right there.
super small talk, but yeah, very smooth. There's zero nervousness, but
Zero
I'm just gonna,
nervousness.
yeah,
Make,
yeah. So I'm
make
just
a
Deception check.
make,
Yeah.
make
A charisma check.
Yeah, just a straight
Yeah, the
charisma
Riz, yeah.
check. Yeah,
Straight up.
Riz check,
That you're
straight charisma.
yeah.
A Riz check.
Oh
How's
my
your
gosh.
Riz?
Yeah, we're
So Dante's type is short Cosmo. Got it.
I'd like
Pretty
to
much.
Give him, I'd like to give him a little guidance on that Riz check there.
I'm
Yeah,
too
you- I will allow you to do it through your
Yes.
violin playing.
Through
so
my
yes.
violining. So add a D4 to your
Yes.
check, buddy.
Oh,
D4 as well?
beautiful.
yeah.
All right, and
Like
what is
that.
the total for the audience?
Let's
I'm
see.
aware what's going on. But do I know what's going on? I'm aware.
8 total.
Oh,
Oh
Let me struggling.
And as you go, you see she goes back. As she goes back to, she goes back to writing something. She takes away. She's like, "All right, thank you, sir." And then she downs it, slams it, and then she picks up her pen, starts going back to making notes and annotating the music sheets.
Ah,
And,
challenge accepted. That's all she needed.
And yeah, she just starts writing away. And as you're, is there like anything you're saying specifically? Anything you're trying to do?
I just
hey,
want to figure
girl,
out
I
where
like
she.
your
Yeah,
face.
yeah. I just want to figure out what her profession is and where she's going.
So as she's doing it, like, because you got her the drink and doing that, it's not an immediate get away from me kind of a thing. But she is like more focused on thing instead of she's just like, well, I'm a bit of a traveler. I go around, do the odd job here, and well, I like to take notes, write stories and songs about the things I do, the people I meet, things like that. Actually originally from Atheus, but
Oh.
but
And where are you headed to right now? Are you do you play in some theater very often, or where are you headed to?
oh well, I'm actually off to see a performance. See a performance down in Ashwindel, and beyond that, I have some. I have an old friend down there as well that heading over to go meet.
And I'll take the hint. A friend. Okay. All right. And what's your name?
My name is I will give it to you as soon as the dungeon master pulls up his notes and finds out.
Breaking the fourth wall. Ah, she's away.
We all know we're in a game.
I don't know. just looking at
She
the
pulls
room
you in
there.
close, Dante. This isn't real. This is simulation.
Wake up! Wake up!
He makes me say things. He makes me talk.
She
You want the
presents
red
a
pill
red
or
and
the
a
blue
blue
pill?
pill to you.
Creepier, Nikki. Holy
Yeah.
crap.
Yeah.
That makes it so much creepier. He makes me
I was-
say-
I was just thinking like the SpongeBob episode of like we threw out his name, like. it
Oh,
just-
yeah.
We threw out his name.
yeah.
Uh,
My name is Varric.
Varric.
Wait, no, it's pronounced Varak. Sorry.
Varric.
Varraak.
Oh, so close.
Varak.
Well, Varric, we loved your playing. We hope to see you sometime down whenever you're playing, whether it's in Ashwindel or whatever. We're huge fans now, okay?
Well, greatly appreciate it, and I am always willing to play a few notes for a pint.
But yeah, thanks for playing with my friends. And then I'll give her a little bow and head out.
And then she will go back to working on those sheets. And then during this
ask her
time,
what she's writing.
as doing that, we'll get to you in just a second, Amelia. But
That's okay.
Artavan, as it's starting to
Hi.
wind down and the music playing isn't doing much anymore. Are you doing anything?
I think after if we finish playing, he would definitely go and grab a drink and get some food,
All right, and
and that is it.
as you
I would sit with Artavan.
yeah, and Artavan, as you do it, what kind of drink are you ordering? There is a pretty good selection, but there are some familiar. Just
Yeah, whatever's familiar.
Yeah, there.
I don't know what those
there's
words
some,
mean. Let's get whatever. Let's get that one.
Ale. And
Get some
as you
ale,
go in,
yeah.
the one thing that you are pretty familiar with is something that was very popular in your hometown, Red Mount Ale. Red Mount named after the brewery that is on the volcano east, on the massive volcano east of your hometown. Pretty popular, very bitter moonshiny kind of stuff. But it seems that they have it here. And as you ask for it, bartender a kind of a younger looking half elven male wearing a nice shirt, suspenders, slacks, that kind of thing. He goes and gets a whole bottle of it. It's like, for playing like that on the house. As he slides it, it's like,
Oh,
and he's like, honestly,
More often.
yeah, it's like, honestly, after a bit while, the train stops being too interesting. So it's always nice having some interesting folks that pass through, and you definitely fit the bill.
You have no idea.
And so Wayne, you sit with him. Cosmo, what are you doing?
Oh, she's gonna go to Vivi and be like, "This was so fun! Oh my goodness!
Oh, it was really fun, yeah.
Oh man,
I have a lot more respect for both of you in Arthon now that I can see that you've got some real talent, you've got some real skills.
I just
the
hate
drums.
it."
Oh, you did great, dear. You did great. And then so
Yeah.
Vivi would lead a Cosmo over to the table that I believe Wayne and Artavan are both at. Is if there's room for
I imagine
two
it's
more?
like a booth kind of a thing.
Like a booth?
It's bar stools at the bar, so there's
And-
plenty of room.
And so Vivi hops up, sits next to Artavan, ushers Cosmo to the other side of him, and then Vivi like stands up on the bar stool and just kind of like looks up at his two large friends and just like, that was so good. I'm so proud of both of you. You did so good. Like,
We have a band now.
rubs Artavan on the shoulder a little bit, like, wow, I didn't realize you could play so well. And then as soon as he's saying this to you, Artavan, you notice that like first, like out of nowhere, Princess is just behind you, like braiding your hair.
Do I notice? Nope.
So you're
It was a lot of fun,
you're getting
yes.
little micro braids like now between
He has
between
no
your
idea.
ears.
If we're being completely
there's like a
honest,
fly.
though, if we're being completely honest, with just how rugged Artavan is naturally, it's probably going to end up looking like Valhalla braids.
Yeah.
Your ear does like the little twitch thing, like when you touch a dog's ear.
Erica, get drawing.
Artavan just
He
starts
braided.
randomly kicking his leg.
And Cosmo's just fiddling with her own hair, like, yeah, it was much harder to brush it against the tambourine because it's shorter now, but it grew out a little bit. Look, my roots are coming in. And she'll like point, and there's brown at the roots of her hair where the dye is no longer
Seriously,
there.
Cosmo, Artavan, you inspire me. I mean, I thought you both came in so strong, and then for a minute there, it really felt like I'd really messed something up. But then like something weird happened, and I was like back to normal, and I don't know, it just seemed so magical. But
Oh, didn't you see? It's fine.
all I know is that the two of you came in strong. Gave me something to come back to, and I'm just inspired by both of you. Thank you.
Well, I
Yeah,
always
well, it's
believed
fun.
in you.
You
Because
what?
you're capable of anything you put your mind to.
Oh, thanks.
It reminded me of home. My brother and I used to play all the time, and so it's refreshing. To be able to
Of the
play.
4 songs I've heard, that one is definitely my favorite.
Sorry,
my
other me.
mom used to sing me a lot
Sorry.
of different songs, and this one is my favorite.
And with that,
Behind
I'll
one,
be-
only second only to one, actually. But yes.
but I'd just be walking in, I'm like, oh, like, Arnon, I didn't know you had a brother. What's his name?
Oh yeah, Armin.
Armin.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh.
Did you join us, or are you still over at the other table?
Oh, I'm just joining you guys. I'm just giving
Oh.
everybody a group hug, like, hey, you guys crushed it,
Oh, weren't you just talking to your girlfriend?
How was your date, Dante?
Didn't work out, guys. It's fine. She's got a friend, okay?
Yeah, they can't have friends.
That means they're in the friend zone. That means you have a chance.
We'll see. We'll see.
Hmm.
And then after a little bit, Amelia, as you're looking away, you'll hear an empty glass hit the table that you're on, And then the man, he goes and takes a seat and just like, all right, miss, you have my attention.
Yes.
Good to know. What?
Yeah. You just go.
I don't know. Out of everybody here I saw, you just seemed the most interesting to talk to. Figured I'd invite you over. Maybe we could chat.
Well, we can chat as long as you can keep these coming. And he holds up an empty glass.
Yeah, no problem.
I'm a sugar mama. It'll be no problem.
It's gonna be so funny when Amelia becomes broke for the first time.
Yeah.
Just because wizards are always broke.
What do you mean my card was declined?
Yeah.
Can you describe this guy again?
So
I
he's,
know.
So he's seems to be human. He's kind of got worn, lined skin, and he has got dirty blonde hair with flecks of gray, cut short underneath a wide brimmed hat. And he's got a kind of a mutton stash going on. So mutton chops into a mustache with the chin clean shaven. He is wearing a red leather vest. Red leather vest over a white button up. And has an axe at his side. And then when his feet were up, you notice he's wearing leather trousers with thick, heavy boots as well.
Oh, okay. Cool. Perhaps you can tell me about some adventures you've been on? You seem like a character from one of the stories that I heard growing up.
Well, depends. I've made some stories. You got a prompt for me, I guess?
How about... What is the greatest thing you've ever achieved?
That's a bit of a tough one.
How about most recently?
Most recently, I had some... I had some friends in a bit of a bind, and, well, long story short, I came to save the day. They were dealing with a bit of a infestation problem, so to speak, and, well, I'm not too keen on getting up close and personal. There is something to be said about a keen eye and good aim. A couple friends of mine were dealing with some unsavory beasts, and I was able to dispatch it before they even got close.
Amelia's gonna like lean in. She's gonna just kind of like super interested, right?
Yep.
And she's gonna be like, "You are being incredibly vague. I can tell there's a wonderful story. Mind giving me more details, please?"
Intimidation check.
Yeah, make intimidation or persuasion your choice.
Yeah, persuasion, probably.
If she fails, mind getting me
Sweet.
more drinks, please.
If
A
possible,
19.
19.
Oh!
Dang.
He's just like, yeah, right. My friends, me and my friends, spend quite a lot of time on the border of blighted lands. There's these absolutely nasty suckers. No idea what plane of horribleness that they come from, but imagine this. Imagine just a mass of muscle and flesh. Just one solid sphere. In the middle of that sphere, imagine a gaping mouth. Rows and rows of sharp teeth. And then all over that sphere, arms that extend with an eye in the palm of each hand. Now those some bitches called a dopey. Some of the scariest beasts that you can run into. They'll go, they'll just roll like, I don't know, roll like cannonballs at you, using their hands to propel themselves. They'll just grapple you, crush you to death, and it's a nightmare. But these things are coming at us faster than we could run away, but well, I was able to shoot them down before they got too close.
Well, that sounds absolutely disgusting, but incredibly amazing on your part.
They are disgusting. They also smell pretty bad.
Do you know, is there weakness just hitting them very hard, or?
Yeah. As alien as these things are, they're mostly just flesh and blood. It's just a lot of problems, a lot of monsters that we deal with. Those problems can't get solved by just hitting it till it stops moving. But, you know,
definitely.
My friends and I have hunted all kinds of things, you name it, mind flayers, we've dealt with some. Well, honestly, I can't remember the name of most of them, but they're creepy. There's these strange, shadow-looking things that'll go if they bite you, latch onto you like a leech, and if they're managed to hold that on for I don't know, I think it was 8 or 9 hours or something like that, they turn you into one of them, some sort of, I don't know, infectious disease. Really weird stuff that you see over in the Blighted Lands. It's like, it's like the logic of the natural world just gone.
Sorry, that's a good quote. The logic of the natural world is gone.
Write that down. Write that down.
Amelia has this moment where she's like, "Okay, don't go to the Blighted Lands ever." Yeah.
And as it's just like, now may I ask, what makes you so curious?
Oh, as I said, you just seemed incredibly mysterious and interesting, and I just felt like if I talked to you, I'd get a good story out of it. And what can't alcohol buy if not conversation?
I don't think truer words have ever been spoken, miss. Don't believe I caught your name.
Oh, I'm Amelia Novali.
Amelia Novali.
May I get your name as well?
Roy.
Roy. What a strong name.
First time I've heard that, but I'll take it.
Insta check. His name's
Roy
not
Callahan.
There it is.
Callahan. That's not a name that anyone knows. But I would know. He's just a man.
He's just a guy, as far as you can tell.
Yeah.
He seems to have the...
He's just a guy.
A guy.
Hi, my name is Frank. I like bread.
That's my next character right there.
Bread.
Yes, the bread.
Yes.
Frank
Bread
likes
character.
me. Me and Frank are we like each other.
We're a
well,
thing.
Roy, are you here just for fun, riding the new fancy technology that has been invented? Or are you going somewhere?
Nah, I've got to deliver this thing, and he gestures towards the axe at his side. Just like,
Oh.
it's got some sentimental value to, to my brother. So, just heading down to Seaside to drop it off to him before he sets sail.
Are you from Seaside as well then, or that's just where you're settled?
Oh no, that's just where we're settled. We're actually we're actually all the way up from Aloith. So yeah, across the sea, but we did move down here when we were pretty young. I would say probably like early teens, somewhere around there.
Oh, you've been here a long time then.
Yeah, but I've been around a bit, just as, you know, as the boss needs. Just sometimes we'll go on, well, for lack of a better term, work trips.
And you're on your own then? You're not with your party?
Nah, I mean, we stay in touch, but you know, when there's not a specific assignment, where we're usually pretty well left to our own devices, as long as we usually have to keep a little bit of status quo, you know. Certain things gotta keep a steady stream of I guess, for lack of a better term, bounty hunting to keep the boss happy. But other than that, unless there's a specific assignment or a significant threat starts showing itself, then we're pretty set to be left to our own devices.
So you said boss. I would have assumed that you would be the boss. Do you work for a guild, or is this just a close group?
Something like that. I'd say guild is probably the closest thing, but yeah.
Any guild I would have heard of?
Probably not. You can go ahead and make a history check.
Yeah.
However, I
out of nowhere. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, but if you give me that history check, I actually don't know for this if it is possible for you to beat the DC currently.
Whoa.
What did you
what is the DC?
Real quick.
Yeah.
Before the roll. Vivi is not exactly eavesdropping, but Princess doesn't have really the same compunction. Princess is suddenly behind, or rather next to Amelia, and there's like a little drum roll followed by, and Amelia receives a bardic inspiration.
Oh, nice!
Whoa!
Well,
Man,
cool.
so
half
now
our
you have
party
the
is
chance-
getting it, and
D-
the other
Yeah,
half
they
is
can.
socially
Yeah,
awkward.
the DC for this history check is 27.
Okay,
27.
it's possible.
It is
It's
possible.
Amelia, let's
with the bardic
go.
Inspiration,
Let's go.
which is a
Is it a
D6 right
D6?
now, right?
She might also need a guidance. Wayne, you want to creep up there and add a guidance there?
Yeah. I really want to succeed this
Unfortunately,
check.
I am picking out which dark colored drink I want right now. So
Well,
He's
not that
Princess,
excited.
Well,
Princess noticing
That's
your
very
lack
good.
of presence.
Like, ooh, that one looks nice.
We have it in
Princess
turn-based
noticing your
mode,
lack
so
of
you're
presence
good.
also adds in a
Turn-based
guidance by
mode.
like an exasperated sigh and then another little drum beat.
Okay.
If I may, please give her a guidance and a bardic inspiration. Unless the GM rules
right.
otherwise.
Yeah.
I will
Those
say,
are cantrips, right?
not the bardic one.
since it's not two spells, it's a class feature and a spell.
And
But-
one is a bonus
One
action.
is a bonus action. I will allow it.
Ooh.
I will allow
Okay.
it.
Thank you.
Ooh.
Let me roll this.
An extra
Yeah.
D4 and an extra D6 to add to your roll.
Wow.
Get it. Get it. Get it.
You guys. You
Oh.
guys.
All right. What is the grand total? Actually,
So I got.
What
So
are the three
on the
rolls?
dice, on the dice roll, I rolled a 16,
And then what's your modifier for it?
a 7,
All right, so that is
24.
24 right there.
on the. I got a 2 bardic inspiration.
26, and then the guidance.
A 4.
Yeah.
That is a 30.
Wow.
All right. So, Amelia, you don't know this for sure, but you're with a 30, you are pretty confident. You know, the telltale signs of he doesn't have a weapon, his own weapon, as he revealed the axe isn't his, but he seems his body language is that of somebody who knows he's not defenseless. Even with the heavily armored three juggernauts, the armored three juggernauts in the room with him. You do know something that you did look into. However, your father's quickly shut down that line of research because of how dangerous it could possibly be. And of how certain of how this group operates. They go and hunt down criminals and corrupt individuals mercilessly, usually. And specifically, they are you remember just the faint thing of a group that works with the governments of Alabast and Hirashal in their efforts, the Blighted Lands, almost like an elite exclusive group, as well as one of their members actually becoming powerful enough to clear out a precursor ruin on another continent. Within the last decade or so.
Ooh.
And the name of the group, you're taking a bit to recall, but you remember learning about this, albeit briefly, as a lot of it is kept somewhat confidential, as the Coven of Shackles. A group of warlocks dedicated to their mysterious patron known as the Warden, who is an interdimensional jailer.
Nikki loves wardens.
I love the Warden.
They won.
So
They
for
won
audience-
the name lottery.
So,
The Warden.
so for audience reference, I run another game that takes place about 10 years before this campaign in the Kingdom of Atheus. And so Andrew, Sean, and Nikki play in that game. And they are the ones, their characters are the ones that just cleared out a precursor ruin. And one of the other players who's not present on the stream, one of our other players is playing a Hexblade Warlock, whose patron is the Warden.
Yeah, he's so super cool.
And there's Aspen.
I love Aspen so much.
Wayne comes over. Do you know lies?
Oh. Neat. Okay, I think he would be like saying all this, and she'll just, I think just by like looking at him, and her mind, like, just because the way it works, she starts just like flipping through, and he's being like super secretive and being like, you probably haven't heard of it. So her mind starts being like, okay, forbidden stuff, things that I shouldn't know.
Yep.
And then this just pops in, and he might like recognize this moment where her like eyes just like it like clicks, and whether she's right or not, that's like what she thinks. And so he probably would recognize that she like thought of something.
I will
She's
roll.
like, oh.
I will roll insight on him.
I think that color purple would really match with your outfit.
Yeah, you can't tell
I'm
either
just
way,
busy.
but
That's okay.
yeah.
She's just like, oh, that's very interesting.
Just interesting.
You're welcome to stay. I'll keep buying you drinks, or you're welcome to leave. Whatever is good.
I will stay as long as you keep these coming.
Okay, we'll just keep talking for a bit, and I'll just keep buying him drinks.
So he'll go over stories about monsters he's hunted, bandits he's taken down, things like that. But you get the feeling that he is a not the feeling. You find out from him he is a sharpshooter. Is his specialty.
Now I'm interested.
Cosmo, he's taken.
No, that's Erica.
Not like that.
You like shot
That's
with
Erica
me?
that's interested.
No.
Okay, I didn't mean to make
My mistake.
I didn't mean to make everybody in this train car sexy. Okay.
No, I played
The
a
love
sharp.
train, man. Shoot.
Nice.
I played a sharpshooter. I think it's cool.
You know what's funny? I'm older than this man for sure.
Oh, 100%.
Oh yeah.
He's human.
That's what I was thinking the whole time. I was gonna be like, but then I was like, oh.
Robbing the cradle. She's got it. She's fine.
Cool.
Fantasy ages are weird.
But yeah, she's just she's mostly just interested in hearing people's stories.
Yeah.
So
So he'll go on about certain things, but most of them a lot of them he tells it as if he was on a hunting trip, almost how you would say how a hunter would stalk a deer, except they're monsters or a pack of marauding goblins or a thief that escaped prison, things like that.
cool.
And
Yeah, she'll have a great time just learning his stories and just the way he is and his group and stuff.
all right, so as we're doing that, the day will come to a close unless anybody has anything else they want to do.
Yes, I want to taste test some drinks.
Yeah.
All right. All right, so I will give you 3 options. You have the Red Mount Ale, the Shining Coast Whiskey, or Storasil Stout.
Well, which one do you guys think is better?
I buy all 3 of them for him.
All right.
Now I'm gonna be like one of those kids who instead of like, no, I'm getting.
And then mix.
Mix them a little bit.
Alrighty.
This is bound to be good. If they're all good, they're gonna taste great together.
That's definitely helpful.
Make a con save for me, Wayne. A Constitution
I'm gonna do
saving throw.
Is there? I feel like this would be a disadvantage.
Since you've never really drunk before, the only other time you drunk was in Spine Watch after killing the giant hyena in the first episode.
I got 2 22s.
Dang!
What are the odds?
This is great.
So it burns.
I want to try.
It burns your throat, but as you do it, it hits you really hard. And Dante, you're getting ready to catch it because you know how strong this is. Yet somehow, Wayne doesn't even start getting tipsy yet. And for you, Wayne, your sinuses are so clear now. It burns.
You're so
much,
disinfected.
but-
So is this what a dragon feels like all the time? Oh, everything's on fire.
Whoa, that's cool. I want to try some.
Here, try some. It's really good.
Okay. Hers would also be at disadvantage. Oh boy. Oh boy. 9.
At a 9,
Gone.
So
Not again, Cosmo.
So on a 9, you go to drink it and it burns too much that you can't even get it down. You cough it up and spit it mostly back into your cup. Some of it comes out of your nose back into your cup. And the bartender goes and slides over a handkerchief for you.
That's out.
It's too much flavored. You can't even tell.
And yeah, but I'm pretty sure everybody who knows Wayne is impressed at how easily he's throwing these back. Not throwing it back. Wayne's
Not lightweight.
throwing it back.
That's how he's making it. He's chucking it. Yeah, throwing it back. Dance party.
It's quite nice.
So as the day comes to a close, finally the harsh light fades as the moon rises, and it's still pretty bright, but it's a softer kind of bright, a soothing kind of bright, as the less harsh moonlight reflects off of the salt outside. And as you all head back to your room to bunk down for the night, if you so wish, there's no curfew on the train. And if you... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, if this guy can drink, eventually I'm gonna start giving him like more higher alcohol content stuff so that he'll get drunk faster and pass out faster.
And Princess will be there to pick his pocket as soon as he passes out.
He's just waiting under the table, just watching.
Yeah.
So, interestingly enough with this guy, he seems to not get drunk. It seems like he really wants to, but it's almost like he can't.
Okay. Then how many drinks do I buy him? I guess if that's the case, because Amelia was gonna let him just pass out.
You can just go, how much gold are you willing to spend?
Oh, as much as he drank.
I would say with the price of things, he would probably get you up to about 3 gold and then just be like, all right, I can't in good conscience, keep making you.
You should consider water more. You'd be very hydrated.
Doesn't taste as good.
I beg to differ. But it was wonderful getting to know you. I hope you have a good evening.
You as well, miss. And he tips his hat to you and then finishes his last glass. And so your table is just almost completely full of empty glasses. And he goes and just without not even a stumble walks out of the dining cart.
As he's walking out, I gotta do it. I gotta stick to it. I would like to. Am I allowed to bardic inspiration myself? Is that a thing?
I think so.
Give yourself a little pat on the back.
Using my own bardic inspiration and guidance, I'm going to try to pick this guy's pocket through Princess. But yes. Okay. So, my God. Okay, look, I just sleight-of-handed a nat 20.
Okay,
so
all right.
If you want me to roll those other things, I will.
So I just looked it up. So bards cannot bardic inspiration themselves. It has to come from another bard. But you got a natural 20.
You still got a nat 20.
I respect that. I did nat 20 the roll. I'll just for fun go ahead and do my guidance roll as well. So it is a total of 30 on a nat 20 sleight of hand.
Holy moly.
30. Wow. Oh my gosh.
That's on D&D Beyond, by the way.
We both got
30.
30s.
Nice.
All right.
Is the dwarf lady still at the bar, or is she gone?
I would say she would probably head out near the end of the night unless you wanted to stop her or anything.
Yeah. More back on that. Just tell Princess what he got.
All right. So as Princess brings back the pickpockets of this dude, you see that goes in, and as Princess comes back to you with a natural 20. On a natural 20, you manage to get a what looks to be not a necklace, bit too long for a necklace, but looks to be a talisman. And the talisman, let me see what the iconography was real quick. Give me just a sec. It is a religious religious talisman. It is a what looks to be a gavel, but a gavel that is fashioned, so like a judge's hammer that is fashioned into a scale. So the two heads of the hammer have scales coming down.
So just to check, the only way I could have seen that pickpocket is if I get a nat 20
on a perception check.
Oof. Okay.
Well, I didn't roll
well,
stealth, technically. I just rolled really well for the pickpocket, but I didn't really roll
which is
for
a
the
sleight of
stealth.
hand, yeah. Which is sleight of hand.
Okay.
Let's see. Natural 20. Nope. I didn't see him.
5% chance.
I just wanted to know.
So yeah. And then you are more than welcome to make a religion check if you so desire.
Are you talking to me or to?
Yeah, you're the one that got the talisman, so.
Oh, okay. That will be, I'm going to say 11 plus a guidance on myself. Let's call that 15.
A 15. You don't know too much about this, but you do recognize it as the symbol of Suvalius, the goddess of justice.
And when I take it back to our bunk, I can ritual cast identify on that, please.
When you do that, there does not seem to be any magic coming from it. It is purely, it is very well made. And as you identify it, it is made of pure silver as well.
Ooh.
Okay.
And then Cosmo, is there something you wanted to do?
Yeah, she would probably just approach the dwarf
rack.
and be like, "Hi, I'm Cosmo." And just like hold out her hand.
Hello, Cosmo. I'm Varak. And she goes and with a very firm grip shakes your hand.
Oh, I like your tattoos.
Why, thank you. And as you're looking at her tattoos, they seem to be on her left arm. The tattoos seem to be different, just going all up, different weapons. Different weapons, just all coating her left arm. And then on her right arm is just an entire sleeved tattoo.
Wow.
An entire sleeve tattoo of what looks to be a bunch of different scaled beasts all going around. So you see like a triceratops, a raptor, dinosaurs specifically.
That's cool. She's like, mine are all just, animals. They're pretty normal. Those are cool.
There is no such thing as a pretty normal tattoo. No tattoo is boring as long as it has meaning behind it, or it means something to you. And plus, honestly, I like the geometric shapes of yours. They're quite nice.
Thank you. I designed them myself.
Yeah. Well, you got real talent for it. I didn't design these. I didn't design these myself. I got these, and she holds up the arm with the weapons. Got these, different cities around, and then these ones I got in my time over in Alishkar.
The only weapon I have is, I see an axe on there. I have got my axe. It's pretty similar, actually.
Well, axes are by far the best weapons you could really use.
Oh yeah.
It's got both the slice and the heft.
Yes, exactly. I have felled a lot of trees. Do you like chocolate?
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
That was cool.
Well, Dante is the sweetest chocolate you could find. And then she'll just like run off.
And as you go on, you
Little
hear her
wingman, wing woman.
Stop
you
it.
hear her kind of
Stop.
mutter.
He's like picking his
Um,
nose.
Yeah, you hear her kind of mutter to herself as she looks over, sees Dante with the screen skin, and she's like, I'd say more like a pistachio. And then go back to do that. But unless anybody else has anything, you as you hunker down for the night, the train keeps on chugging along, and you will arrive at the first stop on the rails in a little bit before noon the next morning. So with that, you can all take a long rest, and we are going to go on break. So it's going to be about 15 minutes. So for player reference, come back at 7-Eleven. Not a paid promotion.
Come back at
yet.
a gas
Yeah.
station.
Yep, we're all just gonna stand around a gas station now.
Just keep
And
buzzing
one thing
aggressively.
I noticed from our quality assurance person, my microphone was being quiet. I noticed just because the different scenes and stuff, I've been having to manually click on certain things. I accidentally turned down the decibels on my microphone, so I've been a bit quieter for a little bit. And so I apologize for that, but it should be fixed now. But anyway, we'll go on break for now, and we will be back in just a little bit. So we'll see y'all in a moment. And we are back. So, for some reason, Wayne's little portrait moved down. Let me fix that. So, Cosmos, let me fix that. Boom. Alrighty.
It's me, Cosmo.
There's definitely nothing else wrong with this stream.
Yeah, I'm definitely not done.
Nikki, what nice beard you
what
have.
the crap?
Oh, hello.
Wait, I didn't even notice that. Why
caught
did
me.
it move everything?
Artavan, you look
Okay,
great.
Jeremy goes in this slot. Nikki goes
I'm
in this
Amelia.
slot.
Oh, no, no more. No.
Eric
Oh,
goes
boy.
in this slot. Yay! I didn't
Wait,
even
let's
notice
switch seats
that.
real quick.
All right, so, as you go and you, as the night goes on, you return to your room for the night. Is there anything anybody would like to do throughout the night on this train ride?
So,
Technically, yes.
same.
Ooh.
So I would be kind of by the window a lot too, looking out, still taking a lot of notes and things. And then as the lights go out and everything, I don't know if you guys are nodding off or not, but I'd be like, Lumos, and then my orb, bright light in the cabin, so I can keep writing.
I was going to say like
Wait.
right after the dinner.
No.
Cosmo's just like, whoa, it's so cool.
Let's take a pillow.
What
Oh,
were you
my
saying,
first
Sean?
night of life.
All right, Artavan, you're also gonna do something.
Well, I was gonna say after our food and everything, our whole little adventure with talking to people, Artavan would have asked if anybody wanted like a private room because he's unsure of the results of anyone's wooing.
Unsure of the result?
Everybody was talking to random people, so like, do we need to? Do we
He
need
wants to get in the
separate rooms?
space, you know.
Anyone-
Yeah, let
Personal
Dante
space.
have some room. Let Dante have some room. I put in a good word for him.
Okay, because I can sleep outside if we need to, but if you need your
I just-
privacy,
No?
I'm just hanging out with the gang, but I will give my bottom bunk to Wayne because he drank so much, just in case he needs it. Just a little, you
Oh
know.
no, I'm feeling good.
With a 22 Constitution saving throw, Wayne is surprisingly sober.
Dude.
Yeah, Cosmo's now
beast.
just practicing.
little bit of a raspy voice.
Cosmo's just gonna like crawl out of bed and just kind of like practice her writing next to him.
Yeah, I think I would take time to be like, all right, yeah, that's it. That's not a beat. No, good job.
Wow, I'm writing.
So rules
Is that a
is
stick
written-
figure?
VV
Yeah,
does,
you like it?
Gavin, rules is written. Vivi does have to re-charm his rats every night,
Yes.
and so
Baby.
Thank you.
so Vivi lets his rats out of their bag and plays and coos softly to them as
So-
the 24-hour spell wanes, and I recast it. Recast animal friendship.
So, with that, let me roll their save. Definitely does not beat your spell save DC with a 3.
Cool. I let them run loose on the train for the night.
Baby, what?
So, for the first time, those of you that
Princess
are still
had
awake
babies.
see Vivi pull out a burlap,
Stop,
or
this
this nice sack of rats, and just sets it on the ground, and a swarm of rats comes out.
What?
And he,
It's
That's what's happened this whole time?
It's
This
like
whole
a
time, this whole time, I've just had them.
You had that
It
in
just-
my home.
Whoa.
This
Yeah,
while we
but
traveled on the train. You're
well,
bringing
yeah,
it
but
with us.
they're already in your home. You just don't see them.
That's fine. I don't mind not. What?
and I would say,
I know that.
given this thing, just because of how late it is, even though they do run amok, they go scavenge a little bit of food, crumbs and stuff, but they do return safely through the night. They do not get noticed because
I
even
don't get
security
good sleep
sleeps.
now. I'm not. I'm good. My sleep's terrible.
Short rest.
I'm like every movement. It's like it's a rat.
The best part
but
is
they
it's
smell,
well
they
lit
smell
too, so you
impeccable.
can see them coming.
I prestidigitate every one of them with like sage and lavender, so
Yeah,
they're very, very pretty smelling rats.
That is fine. I appreciate it.
I think eventually,
It's a rat.
I think too, with having the light, if you guys give Wayne enough trouble, he'd eventually go like get his blanket and then kind of like cover it over like the floating orb, and then you see Wayne's head and then Cosmo's head on the other side of the table.
It's like reading a book with a flashlight.
Yeah, the little
Yeah,
kids.
exactly. So we have our own little fort, and we're riding under there.
And just one side is a little pointy.
You see the axe.
Yes. And the horns.
Oh yeah, that too.
It's like, yeah, no, the
Wow.
horns, Andrew.
Amelia's first night's sleep away from comfort.
And it is
Yeah,
rats
and-
now.
What a
Welcome to
night
the
it is.
adventure
And a
life.
bright light.
Come on, they're so cute. Look, they're so cute. They're
Oh my
babies.
gosh.
It's so adorable.
You know, real life, definitely so cute. Amelia, very uncertain.
Yeah.
Millie's uncertain. Nikki's in love with the rats.
I love the rats. They're so cute. That was so cute. Just like climbs. Oh.
Just chilling in the hoodie.
All right. So with that, eventually, Cosmo, you get some good practice in on your writing, but eventually, you do all find sleep. Some of you a bit more restless than others, and then as the sun rises, I would say a little bit after daybreak, it gets exponentially brighter until even the curtains can't keep the harsh light completely tamed as the sunlight is reflecting off of the salt dunes and just reflecting this pale, dry light into the cabin, awaking all of you relatively early in the morning. And you know that your next stop is going to be within the next couple hours before midday. So, as you awake, you can faintly hear the rumble of the tracks beneath you. What would you like to do?
So this is our last day on the train?
For this trip, you're getting off at the first stop to hunt the Stockton gang.
Okay. I'll just study like I always do until something interesting happens.
Wayne, do you want to try throwing something out the window?
Yes.
Let's do it. I want to see what happens.
Maybe we can gauge how fast we're going. We could do a little bit of math.
Yeah, I can learn math too.
Do the windows open?
No, we're getting some weird
Yeah.
feedback.
I heard
To me?
I heard you
Yeah,
guys
there's
laugh twice.
feedback.
There's
Oh.
feedback somewhere.
No, someone else on another car just had a great idea too. We're about to make some good friends.
So, all right. So as you open the window,
Oh, someone else on another car just had a great idea too.
where's
Yeah.
that coming from?
Where's that coming from?
Everyone check your devices.
Oh.
Who's not hearing feedback?
I think your dad is.
I'm hearing it.
I hear it.
I
can hear it.
I can hear it.
Yeah, to me.
Da-da-da. Oh, there it is.
There it is.
Is it on Jeremy's?
Are you?
Maybe it's mine.
We're all checking.
Yeah, to me.
Yeah. What is it?
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, we're getting some like.
Yeah, it's you,
Echo?
Jer.
It's
What is
like
it?
it's a stream because it's like
Yeah,
10
it's
seconds
delayed.
behind.
It's coming from
So we're-
somewhere.
Wherever the
You don't
stream's
have
being
your-
played.
Your computer muted.
Maybe it's Twitch. I
How
don't
about
know.
now?
We'll
Testing.
wait 10 seconds
Yes.
and then we will know.
Test.
Let us find
Test.
out in just a moment.
Hello, mate from the past.
No. It's Varak. She's she's breaking the fourth wall again.
Okay, I don't hear it. I think we're good.
Yeah,
Alright.
we good.
To the
So-
window.
So as you open the window, you are greeted immediately by a reason you should not open the window, which is salt flying at you at many miles an hour directly into your face.
She just like puts her
That's
goggles on.
fine.
eyes.
Puts her goggles on.
Ah!
You can feel your face drying out immediately. And
She's old now.
it's just and it hurt, it burns a little bit, stings a little bit as the salt whips across your face.
I'm gonna mage hand the door closed. Or the window.
And yeah, Wayne, you didn't put your goggles on, so you will be blind for 1 minute.
Are you okay?
I can't
What?
see.
What
What?
was
I
thinking?
can't see.
We're moving
What?
at
I can't
miles
see
per
you.
hour. Man, you guys are frustrating sometimes.
What?
There's only one way to learn. Experimentation.
There's also other ways, by using your head thinking and not doing stuff.
I will be
But yours-
Wayne's eyes. I will walk him around, and I'll crash him into a door by
For a whole
accident.
minute.
That wasn't there a second ago.
Oh, sorry.
Your way was more fun, arguably.
One would know that you could become blind, but without doing it, you would not know the severity of it. And I'm talking
You know
to the
what?
wall.
And there's just tears streaming down Wayne's face.
Science.
I'll prestidigitate the salt and stuff out of your guys' face, so at least it won't be so bad.
We are no longer old.
Right.
Chronomancer.
Yeah, I just reverse it. It all just starts falling off your face in reverse.
All right. So as
Sorry. There's one thing I haven't brought up with my magic. Every time I cast it, you feel like a chill, like to your bone, of like cold and frost.
We're being haunted.
That's like because our magic is ice-based,
Low temps.
so
Low temps.
you always feel a little cold.
Freezing
So you-
temperatures.
Anyway, just wanted to say.
Putting that in the journal.
all right. So yeah. So your stop is rapidly approaching. So before your stop comes, is there anything that any of you would like to accomplish here on the train before pulling into the first station along this railway?
Dante, this could be your last chance.
We're good. We're good.
Sure.
um,
At least get her number.
Get our call
7.
card.
If we bump into her in Ashwind, wherever that place was, we'll just let fate decide. Okay.
Oh. What do you say, Fate?
Fate.
Yeah.
We'll roll the dice when the time comes then.
Yeah.
Ah.
Amelia's gonna, since we're gonna get off the train, and Roy is gonna keep going on, she's going to go to the bar, and she has like a little handwritten note that says, "Thanks for the stories," and then just sign her name, Amelia Navali, and she's gonna buy him. She's gonna leave another 3 golds so that he can drink as much as he wants another night. And then she's gonna ask the bartender to give that to him.
All right, bartender obliges, and I would say as you're making your way through the passenger cars, both to and from, you do see Roy. He is very much still asleep, but he's just in one of the booths, leaning back, and he has his hat pulled down over his eyes, and you can kind of hear him snoring away a little bit, as he is out cold.
Yeah, she'll just kind of look at him. She'll contemplate like putting it on like the 3 gold in the card, like just on his lap for him to wake up or next to him. But she decides it's better just to not leave that kind of money out and about. So that's why she goes to the bartender and asks him instead.
All right. Okay. So, unless anybody else has anything they'd like to do, as the you start there's a subtle, steady lurching feeling as the train begins to slow. Just the and then it's kind of hard to see out of the side windows, but eventually a small settlement comes into view. Houses, probably maybe a fifth of the size of Thornwald, maybe even smaller. Comes into view just out here in the middle of the salt lands. And then eventually one final lurching feeling as you hear the and with that you see not a lot of people disembark or get on for that matter, but the doors open and immediately the dry air hits you as you step out into dry rock.
Hey, that's where I live. Oh boy.
Kevin, have any of us been here before? Or is this all new to us?
This is all new to everybody, I believe.
It's all new to him.
Okay.
This is the furthest I've ever been from home.
Same.
Same.
So you're
I've been across the continent. I've been pretty far.
just under
Basically,
very...
what the show has seen is how far I've traveled.
Same.
So as you disembark, your luggage is pulled off, most of which consists of a bunch of baking goods owned that was bought by Cosmo is the bulk of it. And you are left at the station as after a few minutes you hear the whistle blow of the train and it begins to leave without you. Around it is a pretty small town. There doesn't seem to be much rhyme or reason to the organization of the buildings, and for that matter, there doesn't seem to be any paved roads. It is all packed down, condensed salt, where people are going and walking. So you do see the tallest structure is a water tower near the center of town. And looking around, you can see the entirety of the town. A lot of it is a lot of it are just small houses with small houses. You do see there are some families out and about. And then the other structures of note is you do see what looks to be a large manor on the east side of town, which looks very out of place compared to all the cottages that surround it. And then several large, almost looks like factories, similar to those you saw in the industrial district in Storasil. And then you do also have there are also you see some raised stone platforms, which the stone does not fit in with the surrounding environment, and you can assume just how it's shaped and stuff. its creation was magical in nature. And then these stone plateaus, maybe about a foot off the ground, are fenced off in certain things with small garden plots with what looked like very strange dry plants that I don't think any of you would probably recognize. With some, and then these fenced off areas are also being used as axe beak and digester pens as well.
Digester are those ones that, like anteaters, they spit on the rocks
Yeah.
and slurp it up.
Yep.
Okay.
Lovely.
Ooh.
Anteaters, you say?
This place is cool.
They're like the ones right before you got Precious that you and Dante saw.
Yeah, I was gonna say Vivi. Yeah, you and I, we take care of those.
Anteater is a very loose thing. They have like a tubular
I remember.
mouth. Yeah.
I think they're bipedal, aren't they?
Yep, they are bipedal.
This looks fun.
And I will say, Ardavan, with your upbringing, this place is much more your speed.
Oh yeah, definitely. As soon as we stepped off the train, he was like starting to get a little giddy, a little excited.
Is that a
Be
tail
able
wag I
to-
see?
Shut up.
Cosmo,
just to
Cosmo will
feel
just
the-
like Cosmo will just like pat his shoulder with like a knowing smile, just like
Mhm. Fresh, dusty air. Lovely. Now the
Hot,
adventuring
scorching
part.
sun.
Yeah.
So
just
the
roll
good
around in the
stuff.
dirt.
So-
I mean
so-
salt.
So the main
Season
thing that
well.
you're getting, unlike some other deserts around the world, this place isn't. The salt lands aren't deadly because of the heat. It's not the heat that's gonna dehydrate you. It's the
It's
salt.
the humidity.
It's the
Uh,
or the lack thereof.
yeah.
It's the salt that's gonna dehydrate you. Because in terms of actual temperature, it's probably like it's warm. It's probably like mid 80s, so it's definitely up there. It's pretty dang warm, but those of you that were raised in Alabasta know stories, people getting lost in the saltlands never to return, and it's because unless you have very specialized equipment or certain access to certain magics, you will die of dehydration way faster than just about anywhere else.
Just thinking about it makes me need to drink. Get it.
I know. I'm
And-
just like eyeing my water
And
over here.
And just so you know,
Got mine.
mechanically speaking, if water needs
in the
are
fridge,
not
okay.
met, while you are traveling through the saltlands on foot, they will translate into levels of increasing levels of exhaustion.
Ooh.
Perfect.
Did we think to buy water?
Yeah, I was about to say, do we have? I mean, like I have like a water skin that I've just been
Let me
holding on to,
see.
but since it becomes like mechanically important now, how do we keep track of that?
Well, maybe. Oh, yeah.
I would say, with how dry it is, you would need to find a steady source of water for each of you. I would say probably equivalent to about 3 water skins a day per person, and then plus 1 per princess. So that amount. Or I would say roughly with how much it's being dehydrated for the medium-sized people, I would say about maybe a gallon of water per day, just because it's gonna be sapping it out of you with the salt and the dryness. And then for the small among you, aka Vivi, you'll need half that.
Half. You said 3 per person per day.
One and a half for you.
So a half gallon for you.
Okay, Princess is a Fey spirit. Does she restore?
No, she wouldn't. Yeah, that's right. So yeah, no, wouldn't need to.
Then the rats would though,
Rats would, yes.
because they're real.
Yeah.
Rude, but okay.
Well, we're not venturing out yet, yes?
Oh no, no. We should probably see if this place has provisions. I imagine they would, seeing the location.
Well, I'm like, right. I'm like, I don't think this town would exist if they didn't have access to water.
Right. And so we'll have to look around.
I mean,
see if
there's
we
a
can get some
giant water
precautions.
tower right in the middle of town.
Is that what that is?
Yes, that
I've never
holds
seen
water.
one. Oh,
There you go.
Interesting.
Why'd you say have it so high up instead of in the ground where it usually
So that animals
is?
and creatures, because animals would try and dig at it and get it, and then you wouldn't have clean water to drink anymore.
But then all the animals will die.
They have their ways. Animals are pretty clever and creative in the way that they survive.
I mean, the humans are... the people aren't making it very easy for them. That's not nice.
Well, the
Don't you want them
animals
to be
will just-
wild? They'll be good. They've been doing it for years, long before we came along.
Well, okay.
So
The more you learn.
in this small town, other than the houses, the factory, the manor, and the water tower, the other points of interest there is a stable, a very small general store, a very small tavern, as well as a chapel. All very small and only mostly made out of brick. Brick is the most ubiquitous building material you see that these are made of.
I feel so tall here.
I think that's the right word.
That sounds smart enough to be.
I mean, like in a place like this, you'd think it'd be like clay or mud or adobe.
Adobe.
it's salt bricks.
Yeah.
So
The goats love it
do you
here.
know that actually pointing that out, Jeremy, these bricks are not native to this area. These bricks were shipped here from
Nice.
elsewhere.
Nice. Imported brick.
Oh,
Gotta love
well,
that.
I mean, the most obvious thing is we're gonna need a bit more water transport. So I'm gonna head over to the I'm gonna go over to the general store, get a bit more water containers.
All right.
I'll go with Evie. Yeah.
We should probably also find a place that we can put up our things. If we're going to be staying here, we're staying here, right, for the night?
I'm also not an expert, but perhaps maybe there's someone in this town that has explored out into the salt lands. They could take us there.
Yeah.
Bit of a guide would be smart.
Bad idea.
They would know how to deal with water and do all that stuff. We'd pay them a fee and we'd be good.
And if we're going to be carrying a lot of water as well, we might want to think about a hand cart or an axe beak cart, something along those lines. And also with all the flour that Cosmo has, we might need.
We might need to-
we might
A
need
place to
Well-
leave it, perhaps.
And if
You'll
the
see me
Stockton-
sweating because I'm carrying it. Like, oh man, like, yeah, sounds like a good idea, Artavon.
I'm carrying most of it.
Well, if the Stockton,
Well, I'm just carrying one thing and sweating then, okay?
Yeah.
Sounds like a good idea, Artavon.
when I think too, if we have a cart, it would be a good way to learn the Stockton gang. Feel like they're more likely to attack a traveling party if it looks like they have things.
This is true.
We can always just pretend like we have things as well.
But a cart is a good way to pretend.
This is true.
Well, what would we do with the cart after? If we want to go somewhere else, we just sell it back? We can't bring it with us.
I've never owned a cart before. I don't know what you do with it afterwards.
Do
Well-
we have one?
While we're
No.
here, We're just looking for those bandits and such, right? And then we're coming back.
Mhm.
To just look. So maybe they'll just rent it while we're in town, and we can return it after the job is done.
If it doesn't break in the process, yeah.
Right. If it breaks, we run away.
Oh,
No,
no, you come
there's a
back and you tell
bag.
them.
We tell them, we be honest,
I-
and we pay them.
Back at home, we call those jokes.
What are jokes?
Yeah.
Oh, I apologize for not noticing.
Just
It's
rent it
okay,
out under
it's-
the name
it's-
Ian Reeves.
Didn't grow up around a lot of people.
The disappointment was palpable.
I mean, I thought it was a pretty
You wouldn't
good
get
idea.
it. You wouldn't get it.
Oh my gosh.
That's amazing.
Sorry, I don't know your character well enough yet to understand.
I have no idea.
You have not unlocked this skill.
Artavon
Under-
disapproves?
Yeah.
Question mark? He's unsure.
Artavon will remember this. New core memory.
Yes.
This will haunt him years later. He'll just
He'll forget
wake up
by
in
the
the middle
morning.
of the night.
Don't worry. It's
Well,
okay.
perhaps we should go to. I don't know. Should we say hello to the leaders of the town, or is that not what you guys normally do when you approach a town?
Well, that sounds like a really good idea. Normally, if we just like go places.
Well, maybe we can find someone if there's no other travelers inside the bar.
That's also a good place to meet people. Yes.
8 a.m. Bar sounds great. I like this idea.
Oh,
Let's
you're
go.
right. 8 a.m.
It's already 8? Oh, we gotta hurry.
6 a.m. Sorry.
The train pulled up. It is getting a bit
like
closer to
noon or
noon,
something.
but the point still stands.
We're slowly melting. Yeah.
I also hate this heat. Let's go inside, please.
Yes.
All right. So as you enter, it's just a very quaint little thing, bare minimum. There's no fancy decorations. It is quite literally just like plywood tables as you go in. Just very simple, utilitarian as you walk in, and what you see, there are some people that they're covered in salt. Salt calluses, things like that, and some of them seem to have a sort of uniform. It looks almost like safety gear, or I guess PPE, that they wear. You can assume that they work at that factory that you laid eyes on. And then some have the garb that you notice of ranchers, and things like that. And as you enter in, you're in a I can't remember the community that said this, but you're in a small town when it doesn't have a name. It just has the tavern.
Mm-hmm.
There's no fancy name. It's just the tavern.
Oh.
I think walking in and seeing people in there, I think I would announce to the room, just be like, "Does anyone know the Stockton gang?"
God.
As they're doing that, so as you do that, there's like a little bit of a pause. Everybody like kind of stops what they're doing, slowly turns and looks at you. Turns and looks at you, and then you're the bartender. And he's like chewing on something, and you just hear him. And who's asking?
Me.
Him.
The Stockton gang friends of yours?
No.
Gonna see how this plays out.
Can I insight check this guy to see how he's feeling?
Yeah, go ahead and roll an insight check.
Cocked.
He looks like someone who would like
Oh,
chocolate.
I got like an 11, so probably not.
And 11, it's kind of hard to get a bead, but he does look pretty apprehensive. but hard to get a beat as to like why and what might be going through his head. But he's just like, they ain't your friends.
No.
No.
Well, are they your friends?
Nah.
Okay.
Oh,
Then we're in
good.
good. We are in good company then.
So I'm gonna go up and kind of sit at the counter in front of him.
And
Slowly loading
with
my
that,
shotgun.
everybody's just kind of takes like a, it kind of goes back to what they were doing. But you've caught their attention, so now the people are definitely eavesdropping.
Oh, and I'm not gonna be quiet about it. I don't care.
on your things, just like, well, that's good because they've been causing way too much trouble.
Yeah, we're here to stop them.
Well, that's actually why we're out here. We saw the job postings, and I like money, and Vivi wants to rehabilitate them. So we're going to go in and let the what was it that we said?
What?
Yeah, we basically want to just go find them.
I'm going to go out on a limb here and just say that when Wayne mentions Vivi, everybody just assumes it's like the invisible rabbit Harvey, because Vivi went to the general store. He's not there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, you all look around and Vivi's
I'm
just
named-
gone.
Yeah. No, I
think
don't
knew
understand that
I
you
just
guys
didn't
don't
say
know
anything.
But yeah.
And yeah, so as he's going just like, oh, so you're here to get rid of them.
Mm-hmm.
About damn time city folks send someone down here.
What?
Yeah,
do you,
we don't really know where to start or anything. We just figured we'd come to this town and then kind of branch out from here. And I figured a tavern might be a good place to ask some questions.
but perhaps if there's anything you wish to share, we would be really grateful.
Like if you like chocolate?
Too sweet. I prefer more savory type stuff.
What else can we ask? Let's see.
I see.
Yeah, so how long
Back
do you know, is there anyone in here who's like personally encountered the Stockton gang?
Oh, you'll probably want to head down to Axby Stables. Old man Durgett, the only one who's seen him recently, lived to tell about it.
Thank you very much.
Nice. All right.
I'm gonna get
What
up
was
and
his
then
name
start walking
again?
out.
It was old man Durkin?
Durgett.
Durkin.
Dergut. Durgett.
Okay. Thank you.
Mr. Durgett.
Thank
Perfect.
you for
Durkin.
your time.
Yeah, I should be like, Mr. Durgett, perfect. And then I get up and start walking out of the building.
Wait up.
You be
You move fast
careful
for a
around.
little short legs.
You be careful around Durgett. Let's just say that there's probably a reason that he made it out alive. He's not exactly got all not all his bells are ringing, if you know what I mean.
Thanks for the warning.
Does he normally only have a ton of bells?
All right,
Does
we
he-
should probably go.
Does he ring them all the time? Like on the hour? Or
I've already walked out.
All right, Vivi, as you
And I'm with Vivi as well.
okay, all right. So Vivi and
Right.
Dante, as you go into this little into this small general store, you see a younger man, kind of scraggly blonde hair, as you enter, and just like, oh, hello, how can I help you?
Yeah, we want to buy all your water skins.
Well, I've got a few. I've got about three fresh made right here, and you know, I can fill them up for you free of charge. But
Oh, thanks.
so there.
How about any like pitchers or jars, clay pots, things like that?
Well, here in the Saltlands, I mean, you'll be you'll honestly you don't want to have too much loose water on you, otherwise all the wildlife, they can smell it for miles, absolute miles, and they will track you down and fight you for it.
So what do people do out there in the Saltlands?
Yeah,
How
what
do
do
they
you guys
survive?
do?
Let me show you. And you see he goes and then puts this metal, what looks like a metal rod, on the counter, and it looks sort of like a javelin with only one point. Probably about two. It's pretty short though, about 2.5 feet long, and as you look at it, it is very hollow, and then one end is spiked, the other end has a flat top with a little nozzle. Oh, you just carry around get a good stock of these, and you know, and you want to definitely take more than one, because you know, once they extend, you know, we're still working out the kinks, but I mean, once they extend, you can't collapse them back again. But this is a spike spout. Let me show you. And he's like, come follow me. And he gestures for you to follow him right outside the front door.
Mm-hmm.
And so he goes and he takes the spike spout, and then sets the spike just barely into the salt, and then hits the head, and you hear this as you feel a slight vibration and the salt shift. It's like digging a mini well or water pump. And then he turns the nozzle, and it's not a torrential amount, but some water starts spurting out. It's like, despite what may seem, there's actually quite a bit of underground water deposits here in the Saltlands. So, luckily, as best I understand it, it actually comes in from the ocean, gets filtered out through the rock, all the salt gets deposited up top, and fresh, clean water is down below. You just gotta make sure you get it in the right spot.
Well, how do you know where the right spot is?
Guesswork. You honestly, your best bet is a lot of the wildlife here is really good at digging. So if you see a concentration of, you know, wildlife hanging around the area, then it should be good. Small critters. Just be wary of the big things.
I bet I could get a little help with some critters, maybe sniffing it out, and that would help, probably. Yeah. Oh, so you said once it's used, it can't be reused a second time. Is that right? One time use only for each spigot?
We're still working out the kinks. It takes a bit of finagling, and for player reference for mechanical things, in order to reset and reuse a spike spout, you will need tinker's tools and have to succeed a check with them.
Okay. How many have you got? The spouts.
Well, due to the nature, I sell them in batches, so I can say a batch of I can say a batch of 20 for about 15 gold. 15 gold for 20.
What about 2 batches then? Give me a discount for 2 batches. Persuasion roll?
Persuasion, yeah.
That would be a 23 plus my plus 4 more, so 27.
Woo! It's just like,
Wow.
there's almost like barely any hesitation with it. He's like, well, that seems fair. How about 22 gold for 2 batches? 22
gold for 2
40.
batches, and the other water skins you got. I'll take them.
And a water skin. I think I know it's like really cheap. I just need to figure out. Holds 4 pints of liquid. That's only going to be 6 silver for the water skins. 2 silver a piece.
Okay, I'll take it.
And
I'll take the lot of it.
And he does fill them up. And the one thing, so this town does have running taps from the water tower, and as it does it, it's got really good water pressure. And then it's just like, it's like, oh, you also got to stay hydrated. So here, before you clear out, and he fills up just a couple mugs that he has, slides you both over glass or mug, a mug of water, and as you drink it, this is actually some of the cleanest, coolest water you have had. It is like mountain spring water.
Oh.
You said 22 gold for the...
So 22 gold and 6 silver for the entire batch.
Minus 6 silver. Okay.
And I haven't made the item in D&D Beyond yet, but you'll have so you can just add other item. You'll have 40 spike spouts.
40 spike spouts. Okay.
Well, dang, Vivi, I've been too used to that city water. This is something else.
Yeah, well, we gotta keep hydrated out there.
And just
we don't want to lose a new recruit on our first mission by having a not starve to death, but get dehydrated. Casting magic spells takes hydration. You gotta be well oiled, well hydrated, liquidated, whatever.
Oiled up.
40 spike spouts, got it.
Vivi, I got a question for you.
42.
What the hell is up with those rats?
Oh, and I take out the bag and just dump them all at his feet.
Are you still in the store?
Well, yes, probably.
All right. So as you do that, the proprietor, he kind of looks over. Oh, look at the little guys.
Yeah.
He like
cool.
starts like.
Aw, he likes him.
He's like, oh, I wish we had critters this cute in the Saltlands.
Oh, aren't they so cute? And as he's distracted with the rats, Princess picks his pocket.
Go ahead, slide a hand check.
Naturally.
Slide a hand of 19.
Well,
19.
19.
You get 8 of your gold back.
No.
Okay. Cool. Well, you see, Dante. I've just learned that I've got really good recently at, charming people and different, things like Ettins that one time and human beings, but also recently I've become really good at charming animals. And so I'm sort of, remember we had the big toad that you and I went for. We got Precious. And she died a tragic death.
Agreed.
And so this time I just wanted to go for something a little different. And well, I found these little fellas outside of your apartment actually.
Not surprised.
I thought I recognized that one.
Free?
So cute. I had to bring them along with me because they're just so precious. I mean, they're not precious, but
And Dante's like, you brought my neighbors?
Yeah. He loved them.
they're just cute little things. So I couldn't help myself.
Well, that's great. Yeah, I didn't know if they were, just pets or if they were, part of a big scheme or something. So just curious.
A scheme. Well, I mean, just the more the merrier. They'll probably come in very handy in a fight, but to be honest, I think I'll feel a little bit of guilt if I lose them like we lost Precious.
Well, we'll be more careful.
Yeah, I open up the bag and toss in like a little cracker from my rations. Usher him back into the bag.
Alrighty. So as you do, I assume afterward, you guys are going to regroup.
Yes.
Alrighty. So
Yes, sir.
as you regroup, that whole thing probably took about an hour, so it's a little bit past noon by this point. Still got plenty of daylight left. What are you doing?
Did we wish to go to the Axbeak stable?
Yes, I want to talk
Yeah.
to
That's
it.
okay with you guys.
Check out the carts and stuff.
We said Durgot is his name?
Durgit.
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 That's right.
He apparently has a few screws loose, so we need to be a little careful.
Thanks for the warning.
Maybe some charming would be good.
Nudge Vivi. Like, yeah.
I pass out to everybody the spike spouts. Everyone gets. Let's see. Well, we can't exactly pass them out perfectly evenly. So everyone adds 6 spike spouts to your inventory. Everybody gets 6. I'll have a couple of extra, but whatever, that's fine. They'll just be used as needed. And then Vivi explains what they're for, and uses minor illusion to demonstrate the way that the shopkeeper did about hitting the little spikes into the salt.
Alrighty. Yeah. It doesn't like move or make a noise the same way it did, but it shows like how it looks and how it's supposed to look, where the mechanism is located, and a still image of water coming out, just hovering in midair.
Very interesting. All right, thank you, Vivi.
So there's water underneath the salt. That is so interesting.
That's what I was wondering, if there was like a great lake here once long ago that all got taken away.
I
But
wonder
it
how far we
doesn't.
would have to dig to get to it.
Maybe we can try this one night.
What people think it's like I should DMing? Yes, that Great Lake is what I planned all along. In reality, that's a great idea. I'm gonna use that.
Yours is more magical, though.
All right. So as you make your way, it's pretty obvious where the stables are. And
Follow the smell.
no, it's more like you can see the entire town from anywhere in the town, pretty much.
It's too bright. I have to salt the smell.
Yep. And definitely even here, the faintest breeze is going to make you guys want to wear your bandanas and goggles. And,
Oh yeah, no, I definitely have
yeah,
it on.
and that's pretty much just the general look.
Yes, Dante.
Ready.
Absolutely.
I just have glasses.
Oh my gosh.
Eh.
Here. This is what I got.
All right.
I actually have goggles, but they're in the other room.
Apparently,
Go get
my
'em. Go
camera
get
doesn't
them.
like it.
Go get them. It's worth it.
Thus she has spoken.
Yours are flashing! Whoa!
And yeah, so
Blasting away all the salt.
Yeah.
so,
Winch wipers on them. Sorry, Evan.
Oh, you're good. So as you make your way to the stables, there's no like actual indoor building, but you do see some carts off to the side, wagons off to the side, and then
Oh.
you do see throw in some what looks to be strange Icarus meat to the axe beaks. Well, actually, everybody but Amelia would immediately recognize this because you had it before. Giant scorpion meat being thrown being thrown to the axe speaks. Oh,
Yes.
Beautiful.
I couldn't see anything walking through the house. I almost stubbed my toe. Okay, I'm ready.
So you'd see this
Good old stud.
you would see an orc throwing giant scorpion meat to the axe beaks, feeding him. He's got some carts on the side. And
Excuse me.
yeah,
Are you Durgit?
thankfully no.
Where
You
is
know
he?
where
Could
we
you point
can
us
find
in
him?
Yes, please.
I sent him I sent him home for the day because well, he seemed to be he's been through a bit, and honestly he was starting to freak some of the birds out a bit, but so he's home, hopefully. Gave him the day off.
So he works with you then?
Yes, he I am his employer.
You see, speaking of employership, we are actually on an active job right now trying to hunt down the Stockton gang. And we were told Durgit might know where we could start looking for them.
And that's why I gave him the day off, because he ran into them folks, and well, them guys are pretty ruthless. He was out hunting, and well, as he put it, they got Bosco.
Who's Bosco?
It was his Bosco was his bear.
Oh no. That's so sad. When did he lose him?
With the gang.
Oh.
Maybe we could recover Bosco. If they've got him.
Yes.
Depends on the kind
I'm
of
sure.
god.
I'm sure he'd be mighty grateful if they haven't eaten him or something.
Yes, let's save Bosco.
Yeah, they said that the gang has got them. Do you know where he lives?
Yeah,
We-
it's a small shack on the small shack, probably about half a mile to the west. But
Also, do you sell carts here?
Yes.
yes, sir.
Do you guys want to discuss carts with him and we can go try and talk to Durgit?
Yes.
Yes.
We're just at the general store still, right? Is that right?
Oh no, you guys
we
have
met up.
You're at the
Yeah,
stables.
we all met up.
We're all at the stables right now.
That's right. That's right.
I want to go talk to Durgit.
Yes, I'll go with you.
So who will stay and who's
I don't know
going?
money.
I guess the goggle gang is just, chilling.
It's the goggle gang.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Let's do that.
That's great.
So as so it's Cosmo, Wayne, and just Cosmo and Wayne going to see Durgit.
Or where's Vivi going?
Vivi
Or
too.
doing?
What's
You
Vivi
wanna
doing?
go?
I'll see about. I'll stay. See if I can help with the car.
All right.
Okay, cool. So the two of us will go talk to Durgit.
Yes.
Sounds good.
Alright, so yeah, so
Hi,
it's just like,
team.
so you're gonna need a cart then, eh?
Yes, we are.
Maybe just a rental. I don't know if we need to buy it. Maybe just something we borrow, pay for the time, and bring it back and leave it with you.
So just for player reference, there is no law offices here in Drymouth, and
Whoa.
or Dry Rock, and
He's
so
dry mouth.
I have a very dry mouth right now. So just going, it's gonna look weird because the cameras are all weird right now, but I'm just gonna go to the battle map real quick for reference. You are right here. Yeah, everything looks all weird for the audience, but you are right here. This is Dry Rock, and you have to deliver them either to Storesill or Clifftown.
Deliver the gang.
Yes, dead or alive to Storesil or
Not
Clifftown.
Not Storesil.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
we were
Oh,
gonna
right.
go to Clifftown.
Nikki. I mean, yeah. Amelia cannot go back.
No. Unless I want my adventure to be cut short.
Which you might after this.
She's not really
We'll
good
see.
fit, guys. I don't know.
We will see. I'm thinking about things. The Saltlands. Alright.
But yeah, is there a way that we can rent these? Do you want us to buy it and then once we return it, we can get a discount? I mean, a little bit of return on our money. What's going to work best for you?
Because
Wait,
honestly,
so we're
we're
gonna
just
have to-
planning on.
But we're gonna have to take
Oh,
the bodies of them, right?
We
My
could
bad.
just ride
All
them
the
with the
way.
train.
We have to pay for them to be on the train?
I don't know.
Which is
Right.
stuff
Probably-
familiar
Oh wait,
with
I'm not here. Sorry, I'm not talking. Sorry,
Yeah.
we walked away.
So if we take them alive,
shoulder weight.
then yes, it'll be a bit of a struggle to get them down. If we end up killing them, then it's a simple process. A bit gruesome, mind you. We can, like normal bounty quests, this is something you might see every now and again. Adventurers collect the heads of their bounties, making it a lot easier to turn in. But if we don't want to go that route, then yes, we're going to need some sort of cart or means of taking the bodies or the people.
I mean, traditionally you can just tie them all up together, have one person holding the main rope and pull them, and they will walk the whole way.
That would be nice. Let's hope they will be compliant.
Well, maybe they won't have a choice.
Oh, they definitely won't have a choice.
Mhm.
So a cart?
So the cart, is it a cart for convenience, or is it just to help us look like, hey, help, we're defenseless. Oh no!
Probably
Well,
a little bit of both.
Tell you what. If you're really going after that gang, I'll offer you a bit of a deal. Standard going price for an axe beak is 100 gold. And if we get you, where's all my wagons? And wagon is gonna run standard price is gonna run you about 35 gold. Now, if you're gonna be helping out Durgit, he may be off his rocker, but he's a good folk. I'm willing to offer you half price. So 50 gold for the axe beak, and let's say 17 gold for the wagon, for a total of 67 gold. And then upon your return, you can either return the axe beak and wagon to me, or you can pay the second half of the price and keep it.
Look over at the others, see what they think.
Sounds pretty generous. What do you guys think?
Sounds fair to me. Vivi?
Yeah, I like it. Gives us options.
Do we wish to
Deal.
buy this now, or do we want to? Okay.
Can't see my cursor.
I can see your screen through your goggles.
Exposed.
I think I'm hovering over money.
To the left, to the left. There you are. Double click.
Is that gold or
Can't
platinum?
take you
Let's find out.
seriously with those on. They look so fisheye. Just
So how do you want to split this up? Do you want me to pay for it?
No, what was the total price?
67. Should we all just pay for some?
Let's split it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, you guys all do 16, and I'll pay the difference.
Okay.
Found the cursor.
Alrighty. And so he goes and gets you, and these are, despite the terrible climate, these axe beaks they're healthy, they're strong, and he gets you this large axe beak with a dark plume of feathers, dark feathers with a white underbelly. And then, coming with it is all, the straps and things to hook the axe beak up to the wagon. And his axe beaks seem pretty well trained. It's not like snapping at him. It's following its lead. It's following the lead pretty smoothly.
Yeah,
Hey, Gavin,
Artavan
what
would be
do-
taking? Sorry, go ahead.
No, I just had a question as an Eric question. What do they eat?
They are carnivores mostly.
Okay. Sorry. Fran.
Bug meat.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you'd see Artavan. He takes a lot of really good care of this thing. Like he's like familiar with the axe beaks.
Mm-hmm.
So he has a lot more like gentleness towards the creature, a lot of more respect to it. Now that he actually owns one.
Yeah. Due to the terrain of pretty much everything south of Storasil until you get south of the volcano, horses are not fans of, just due to the terrain. They do perfectly fine in Hirashal and Rascalia, but only really thrive in the far north and far south of Alabast, just given how either super rough and bumpy or super soft the terrain can be.
It's been a long while since I've ridden one of these. Maybe one day, but this one's not suited for it. At least not for me to ride.
Perhaps
This'll
me
do.
or Vivi.
Definitely the maybe princess.
Oh, not me.
So yeah, so
No, it could definitely take you two. You're probably lighter than Vivi, honestly.
and so as you're so you get get it all set up. You pay him, and he wishes you luck, and sends you on your way. Meanwhile, Cosmo and Wayne, you find
Wayne?
Wait. How long is the walk on the way over to the thing?
like maybe 5 minutes.
Okay. I want to talk to Cosmo on the way over. So
Ooh.
while we're
Press space
walking,
to skip.
yeah, right? So while we're
skipping
walking,
along.
kind of now that they're alone and everything, Wayne would be like, "So, how come you never told us you were in Bloodsport?"
Oh, that. Well, I don't know. I just. I don't know.
That's a pretty big thing. I was asking about your family earlier. That would have been a good time to
Oh,
bring it
yeah,
up.
you asked about my family, not me.
What you did. Good point. I must direct my questions a little better. But what made you decide to bring it up?
Well, I guess. Aldervan asked me about it. Kind of. I mean, he talked to me further about everything, and I don't know, I guess after I spoke with him, I realized it just wasn't so bad telling people about it.
I mean, it explains why you're so strong.
I'm really strong,
Yeah.
but I would have liked to earn my strength another way if I could.
So were you born into it? Is it like a family business? Is it?
It was not a family business. I was born into it because my parents were taken into captivity before I was even born. And they had no choice but to phase me into it, sort of. They did their best to shield me from everything, but at the same time, they prepared me for what I had to do.
And how did you get out?
That might be for another time. Maybe not right now.
Well, I mean, he would, not so subtly, like, write down his question in his book. Later. Ask later. Well, for what it's worth, however it was you got out, I'm glad you did. And you just kind of like kick the salt a little bit.
Mm.
Oh, well, it looks like we're here.
And as you approach, this is probably a small, this is a small, like 15 foot by 15 foot, all the goggles.
The goggle gang, dude. We be rolling
I wasn't
out.
watching the camera, so we looked back to see Jeremy with those awesome goggles.
So,
Right there.
so it's a small, unlike the bricks, this one seems to be made of random scrap metal. 15 foot by 15 foot shack. And there is a door. And the door is in the slight breeze. The door's not even closed. It's just, and you do hear this weird grinding sound coming from inside, just a steady coming from inside.
Kung, 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 kung. Durgat!
Hello?
As you knock, kung, 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 and the door falls into the salt.
Oh no!
And there's also the squeak of a wheel along with the grinding. So like shink, shink, shink.
Durgat! Are you home?
Hello? Don't kill us!
And as you look inside, you poke your head inside, you see a grindstone, a man sitting at a grindstone in a corner with a butcher's cleaver being sharpened at the grindstone. As you see this disheveled man, just hair and beard all over the place, just light brown with very dark brown spots, and you can't tell what the dark brown is, if it's dirt, soot, or his natural hair coloring. Just complete hair all over the place. And then he slowly turns and looks at you. Turn 7
hello.
into red. Turn 7 into red. And that's where we're gonna end it.
Oh,
Ah! Oh!
turn
Hey-o.
7 into red.
Quite the weirdo. All right.
Okay.
Turn 7 into red. I'm going to
Yeah,
write
don't
that
forget
down.
that. Don't forget that. Oh,
Oh,
my camera. Where'd you go?
Oh no!
7
Nikki's like,
There it is.
episode's done.
into red.
Goodbye.
There's 6 of us,
We're
so
done.
we should be
Got
okay.
it.
I know you were about to want to say something, Wayne, but we'll save it for next episode. Write down what you wanted to say to him before you forget. But thank you all so much for watching. As always, this VOD will go up on YouTube on Wednesday, which will be 3 days, the 27th, I think. That's how time works. Yeah. Yeah, the 27th. Keep around that. I am beginning work on the second episode of Aurora Expounded. And as always, thank you all so much for watching. Thank you to We Geek Together for sponsoring us. Thank you once again to Tabletop Audio for being super generous in allowing us as small-time streamers to be able to use the audio tracks. He has a Patreon. Go check him out. Support him. He definitely deserves it. And for our patrons, we're about to see the patron benefits start coming into fruition pretty soon here. which will include, playing with the cast members, just random games here and there, certain behind the scenes things as we make more content, as well as possible polls and votes on what content you will want to see in the future.
And exclusive rewards.
And exclusive rewards and merch as well for patrons. And yeah, you can check us out at D-Fourtress.com, our merch store. And with all those plugs out of the way, everybody, you all have a good night. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you all in the next video.
There we go.
Bye-bye.